days. Come on here to train. Zahoka Chagana for no. The Sunday boy was a Shagana for you on the words to do. What bay Uncofa Warrior Juma, Warrior Benejuma, Wasakon. Ghana, young woman says, I know where created Ghana being a Kura or young one is it, and a Kura was a target to be no. If you doom so, Asana baby. Yanti energy minister Nanka. Ombaka Washington or Mano. If you Galamse, I want Kasawaka was MP. Was he when I bread no, Wabama Galamse, Akofum. And there was in you seem painful. You show me when we're there. And Brika Krea NDC, Babemi. Galamse Numpo, Akodo, Chenza, Wabebo tree. Yanko, Yan judiciary, Yan court. On what target or yeah, Chief Justice says I was it, Uncle Chen with you, or by and Shishim. Eba Bona Mami Waye, on your Bonibiara, or Yan Yao, Guapaye, and I Jumbono won't you. Because when you does a minute, Goda. But now what better way you were caught and one won't to me here. Says as I am in there, and this is a funny binum, what better president Mahamo Cotete. Into what him there, court in over 2 wire constitutional, you were friend and declarations into one targeting in. If you know so, instead there, a bannable focus on a member, what do you need succeed, President Mahama. Into Bronibe say, Abenu Edunilem Dak, Chada Aben and one's in the two bearing him. Into Yasama Yebi saying there, a Jumana what promise a Ghana for one. What promise 24-hour economy was it? What the Juma Baba, what by a shift a basa, equal shift a basa, what bois, it was the fool, what bois and crown credit my fool. And there was in a young. And this fool one cassa promise I won't make you on your budget in them. Now, budget be a tray a bang when you should assume on him.
EpaHoaDaben Sinupi and Okre Eyabakupe.
We promise to initiate a probe into the VRA Akosombo Bond spillage to address the man-made disaster caused by the VRA spillage and prevent future occurrences. We promise to initiate a probe and take steps to compensate the victims. So this administration set up a committee chaired by Engineer Kofi, a former VRA chief executive. The committee has recommended strategies to prevent future occurrences, including establishing what is called a controlled spill flood plan and implementing downstream engineering solutions for flood management. I've directed that the recommendations be implemented immediately. I further indicated that if they are not properly implemented and another destructive VRA flooding occurs like in 2023, the VRA CEO and deputies must resign or be sacked.
6 billion was the cashier Galamse Jumum. Rather no Wama Yamamifo 50 million. Now 50 million, but you're finding as about 1 50 million. And it means that promise our promise. Yanim Besiafun Powada down. No Kokra, Yan Coco Equafo. MPP Abredo. No Coco, 1 bag or 3,100 Ghana. And he's supposed to be Akufado Aben, SCC Coco farmers. Waba, Wabatum, across 6,000. And the cocoa prices, or more to honor. Baby, MPP Gen 1 or once a minute, what kind of know when you there? Ebay, NDC. Ebay, NDC. Woman who call one's one any mekan. I am yazing there. Mighty minority. You're in that. was our oracle. Yabokodara Yaka was under Ghana Casa. Now was it or Shebi, what you hubi was best womb. Iron, it was tree, our tree, our parliament. Yensro, yes, or soon nature, Abubi and you. Into one to me first in Hubi in Shayam. Yabenya Kukudu, Jejina Nado, na Yaka, a member born wasam, Capimada, a batum brebo swan. Yenim one call me there. I am MP for so. Yazi Yanzama about 2 years. Near some member pepem. Na Nzama papa. Ya, obi jar Zimundas Waganahan. Yetumna, Yazi a member papa Yazaba. Yada one asked the waiting and Yankupon Shayin now.
Of my salary as my contribution to start. Vice President Nana Jane also pledged 4 months of her salary to the Mahama Cares Fund, and I have since directed that every government appointee of mine should contribute at least the equivalent of 1 month's salary to the fund. This includes CEOs and all other appointees. I encourage every Ghanaian to contribute as you are willing and able. The short code for the contributions across all mobile networks is *225#. *225#. Disbursement to support needy patients will begin once the governing board is put in place. The draft Ghana Medical Trust Fund bill is ready and will be presented to Cabinet at its next sitting for approval and forwarded to Parliament when it resumes from recess. We are united in this mission to touch lives and bring health, healing, and hope and joy to our people.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Cho boy. Cho boy. Boy. And
the 120 days. Come on here to train. Zaoka Ghana for no. No Sunday, boy was a Ghana for you on the words. What bay Nkofa war ye Juma, warrior Beneduma, Wasakon. Ghana, ya woman says, ya no way created Ghana beam. A Kura or ya one say, and a Kura was a Tagati binum. Ebio, doom so, Asana Bebio. Yanti Energy Minister Nanka. Ombaka Washington or Mano. Ebio, Galamse, I want Kazawaka was MP. Was it when I bread no, Wabama Galamse, Akofum. And there was in a young. TUC in painful, or your May Day, Workers' Day. TUC for Kada look. One Kazai and show when we're there. And Brika Krea NDC, Babemi. Galamse Numpo, Akodo, Chenza, Wabebo tree. Yanko, Yan Judiciary, Yan Court. On what target, or your Chief Justice says, I was Uncle Chen with you, or by and Shushum. Eba Bona Mami Waye. Onya boni biara oya won yawo guapaye na adwumbo no ho nti because when him that sama minute goda bona wo pede wo ye wo court won wontu me ye
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Promises have collapsed, the excuses have run dry, the reckoning must begin. Let it be said plainly to every Ghanaian. You were not given a reset. You were sold a recycled failure. And now the clock has run out. Accountability must take center stage. Let history record this moment, not as a dawn of renewal, but as a day the veil of betrayal was torn away. Now, let me give you the details. The promise of constitutional fidelity. Today, the executive has broken this promise. What we experience now is a executive lawlessness. On his inauguration day, His Excellency vowed, quote, "I shall strive to exercise sound judgment and be willing to act timelessly to resolve our challenges," end quote. But when faced with a clear breach of Article 286, when his appointees failed to declare their assets before taking office as constitutionally required, he did not act lawfully. He invented a bizarre punishment, a 3-month salary forfeiture, no referral to the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, no investigations, no accountability. What the president did was not a legal remedy. It was a constitutional betrayal. By failing to uphold the law, the president brought his own oath and the entire presidency into disrepute. Now they also pledged of security. They themselves, by their own actions, have undermined this through their neglect and the military politicization. In his inaugural address, Mr. President passionately said that he was going to secure our sub-region and, quote, "We must work together to keep our sub-region safe," end quote. Yet under his own watch, Boko bleeds. Boko bleeds. The president offers neither decisive intervention nor compelling empathy. I repeat, today, Boko bleeds. The president and his government offer neither decisive intervention nor compelling empathy. Instead, this government has destabilized our armed forces, pegging seasoned, loyal, and trusted officers and replacing them with partisan subordinates. The fact is, the government is not protecting the state. The government is politicizing its spine. A commander-in-chief who weakens his own forces in a time of crisis is not a leader, we dare say. Environmental commitments eclipsed by Galamsey retreat. President Mahama promised Ghanaians that he would act decisively and swiftly as our country's leader. In his might-trumpeted social contract with the people of Ghana, President Mahama solemnly pledged, quote, "Ban illegal and new mining activities in forest reserves, roll out our Tree for Life and Blue Water Initiative to heal and sustainably harness the environment," end quote. And yet, illegal mining has flourished under his silence. Foreign nationals caught in Galamsey operations are deported, not prosecuted, contrary to the campaign promises. The promised repeal of the LI 2462 remains unfulfilled. The rivers continue to run red. The forests are gashed open. And the president who accused Nana Akufo-Addo's administration of inaction on illegal mining and promised decisive action offers excuses. The government's inaction on illegal mining is not just disappointing, it is a betrayal. Today is not intermittent disruption. It is a national emergency. And yet, the Mahama administration continues to offer excuses instead of solutions. Instead of resolving the problems, he recites blames like a broken record. Ghanaians deserve lights, not lectures. Leadership is action, not endless lamentation and blame game. Mr. President, NDC government, bring back our lights. You were not elected to lament. You were elected to do the work and fix the light and fix the problem. You promised in your sonar that you were going to fix the problem. You are not fixing the problems, fix the problems. Now, assault on the judiciary, the rule of law under siege. His Excellency promised, quote, reset the faith in leaders and institutions, end quote. I repeat, His Excellency promised reset of faith in leaders and institutions. But what do we see? He has instead launched a chilling offensive against the judicial independence, attempting to hound the Chief Justice out of office under contrived pretexts while pushing through a 7-handpicked appointment to the Supreme Court. It has never happened in our democracy where the president makes a direct appointment and more or less coerces the Judicial Council to swiftly, whether they like it or not, approve of same. The practice has always been that nominations are made by various stakeholders. The Ghana Bar has an input. The Office of the Chief Justice has an input. The Judicial Council itself has an input. The government, the president acting through the Attorney General makes an input. And all these names are deliberated upon, discussed in detail, and a recommendation ferried to the president for further action. May I refer the government to the matter of Ghana Bar Association versus Attorney General, where Thaddeus Sorry was not bound by the order of merit. So clearly, a procedure, a practice as to how a justice of the Supreme Court is appointed is known. So why would the president write a letter that he's made appointment and urges that upon the Judicial Council to, at all costs, approve of same? This is very rich.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe. EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Cho boy. Cho boy. Boy.
EpaHoaDaben ti
Promises have collapsed. Economic vandalism masquerading as governance. When the government refuses to pay debts, it collapses the very economy it claims to lead. Mr. President, you cannot pay the people of Ghana who have sacrificed to work, to build our infrastructure, who have supplied to state institutions. You cannot decide not to pay them. This amounts to the government sabotage of business. NDC government, you are ruining the businesses you came to meet. Your actions are becoming a liability.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Yebi. Usu yebio. Yebi na yebi. Beye omayi betumpona ifri. Manga na beye omayi betumpo ifri. Enara ejumatene aofama omayi betumpo mai ebenya hoto Ghana onso yawafa na beye omayi betumpo na ifri ifri yanara mangana omayi betumpona ifri yanara ejumantini ahofama pani omayi betumpon muto Ghana also ya wafa abuzia ebraso say yanso ya fa kakre wo mo ebetumi ya aboa mo man etumpon ya no sa pepepe uso ye bio yanso ya die kakra eye wo ename asemezi ni obenten yazi yenya o man manin say na honsam ehia yen na da ne da ye bobo hu agimu adwenkyerɛ ɛne nsusu ye ebraso se ye tenase ye ne hwe Ghana man no munsam nim ne ahupoma osompa ne animia mai betumpo mai ebenya hoto onso ye wafa mensum ye mafa. A show produced by with support from Abigail. Or the call Facebook to say Jemima Enso Ewofia. And then come on ahodo and 120 days of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, his second coming. Near woman and in Yesi. And now man penny ejina simpieso. Jinan and also Kasai. And near ma hodwa waye. And in your waya the enso wash a hobo. And then you bet to me 120 days out of that of the year bia cry 365 for cry. You can do the multiplication. Young call baby. We have so much time to cover. But I burn you my dear. Every single day. Be a bit free to be ano. I just say we need. Because Ghana for your watchery and you. Ye pentamenya hoto. Kana for ye hochire ye pentam nie nya hoto nti obi a wotu anamo e dia hoto ne beba no ententem a kana for sin tentem yanum osuo no atwa opo na che yanum suo no atwa pe na che num suo na atwa pe yanum yafunu ahyawie se epebesi enti yesi yanum suo nchope ama yanum e de ahye afuru so ayeda so tim ehwe Ghanaians are looking for a time yani abetimi ahwe asinu mu aka se oh yaman afei de ayeye ehun anamo ne yetu ni ne Ghanaians are looking for a leadership at the time yenyina abetimi adai ni ahwe aka se hey said ye nyina de ye metri agusu obie na ye boa ma leadership ya koye ide dachi ebeye. We are all looking for a time ya ba hwe man ni ade ensa si ye boa kasa ampa ye de mpuntuo abre ye man yani ba kasa da bi ba bi obi ye nkinkan ye ho ye nkoye krom aye Ghana ebeye akono ne be sra foforo zo mo mra kroim. That is what Ghana is. Yeah, but will that day ever come? Will a day come where Ghanaians will say, we are content with what we have here in this country? Will this day come? Will a day come? Ghana for because you may, you have a year to punch in other countries. The Bain Asada no beba. Ghana for you. See a because of my way, dear, be a womb. Any JB a pebia in your womb. Mpuntu obia e wom Omani no manfo di ni pepepe. And oman na makwan equal opportunities. Not by your political color, not by your tribe or your religious affiliation. Nemo mano our equal opportunities for bia. Except for say, unyasa opportunity. When will that day come? When will that day come? Oh, it is here. And I unu. Awaha. And I unu. But 120 days of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Too early in a day. Say back say, oh, say yes. America be obisha say ye ne ashase papa ye tumika. Wan shase ye nso ye tumika. Can we give that support? Say man panyin wo pe wo mpo or so oboa no man ye. Can we give that support? Ebema man panyin e do man ye si e kwantempo a eno e de mpuntuo beba. Or we are reluctant to do that because a big cry your appointment be enya. Are we seeking his success and as a failure for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama? Of course, dear why ya one year we can say it. But ya can say ya de pe dien and every no. Amampanyi, can you say in 120 days? Say only ya ne sa pepepe akon sa. Na say dia wa uhu so wa bom moden no. Uhu no say mampanyi wo moden moy a wo so wa boy. Etisi form. Ama ede anidaso e ba ana. 120 days ye too early. But senya aman ne mpanimfo pese ye commemorate. Near bon compare near mamma penny ayode. Near some man penny achieve say, or man penny achieve say, or man penny to me away, yes, yet ye. Yakasa near many bomb. Near the yet testimony, I had the mawa. Excellency. A when esi form ana. And I dear me could just father and quiet phones ye bunoso, tablet kakrakabi done him. Ni yedim yenu zaba beka ho hey na kwa mu akunkura wo fun de umomo pin no wo trimu de oso wo wafa he omanga na beyeye omayi betum pona ifri. Join me live on Facebook, Happy 98.9 FM, Fisabre Kopim Sando Nsiabebo. Omaya ya friend Ghana emunkomo ena ye ba bedie. We Ghana need this year. We are this year mapa. Na we Ghana fo akwa aburochire ni adwuma omo ya. Ena me bebisa sabi min samfo no baako. Ghana fo akwa aburochire. Wono ma ho keka. Eni ani bre. Ani omo attitude. Omodi ya adwuma wa abrochi memu. Omodi sa ye wa ha de. Ni enyimia, omayi betumpo, maye mai ebenya hoto. Ghana onzo ye wafa. Ghana beyeye, omayi betumpo. Ifri but sawashe bibi nsunsun so a Ghana fo nya tukwan ekokoduru amanone no mane ade na omo eye adwuma dodo na tade oman ehwahoa omo hu yie pa. Me question edi kan say ye nya kokoduru ho wi a ya ho keka ye tie mem ha ye de yi enwuma opepa ye hwehwe say adwuma kro ye no ebetum pon no ye wo emem ha ye wo sa honhom no ani ahokeka no ana yedim na said ya ne ye sekire ye se aduasa ni edi ye man mu mpanimfo kojo se aduasa mienu I'm the end of me. Yes, you at this super your man penny for no. Yanam crofo cross you to me as hard dear. I say you were your man with the ayabuam and sent him in your quiet free marco. Near quite near cocan crofo dear, woman ye or honey about because Cocro is go here. Wakako who know the parcos you had the power honor crack. And so some said you are by ye wording some phone. And no one some every year near. A man penny genus in Pearson Ra. Now, what kind of Montua wood to National Cathedral and in your womb. Is he a behunu be womb? And no Quabana Dubois. And so didn't send be Baba She. And also near Asamoah, some Kitwa cry. Now, I mean, the Benya, but that's sorry, I ain't scandal for. The Benya, but sorry, I ain't Samoah, I am Bessie. That brandy be no one. Ako near Baba will be in some way. Young and I, any chair. And now, Yera Avenue Markins. The minority leader, Agyemang Simpioso, now there are 120 days of His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama. Also, the Nahua Kuntabuo said the minority no esi huno at their back. Mazawood Wokumase Bantama is watching live on Facebook. Happy 98.9 FM. I was saying, but I was seeing you on Facebook. In the next 10 minutes, you need to come on Facebook. And for my drink, you need to see how do I move on from Ram. Mazawood are joining me. It's on Elvis Ansong. Also, Wafa. I say, Ghana, you were two sitting former presidents. Wow. Unyami Adum, Unyami Israel. Wana Ifri. And now the minority is asking, where is the energy minister? And na kania dundum ye dundum kania nana no pa me bankre asalam dan de nanki enum kania crowds and saying there a phone be 444 hey e bia omo ye nsiesie Ifri Master Wood will come as somebody about President John Dramani Mahama's first 120 days in office. It was all about termination of appointments, the unlawful suspension of the Chief Justice. As some are walking, the unlawful suspension of the Chief Justice, also. Politics of retaliation, Rambo Star of raiding former government appointees' house, using NIB to silence the media, 24-hour economy is nowhere to be found, missing ECG containers, and illegal mining is still ongoing. This is from Mazawood Ewokumase Bantama. Coal Mensa Pillar 2, and so to be Amaniyen. Tanzania and Coal Mensa Pillar 2 to be about. Elvis Ansong, I say thanks for your concern. Ghana be oh man, Missy Brad Facebook na ye need in komo. Potassium 1 Eddie Biaba coalition of shameless NPP mini micro minority caucus have again shown their gross dishonesty, lies and shenanigans, propaganda, and above all, misinformation. But the well-meaning Ghanaians, you say, Ɔman yi betu mpɔna ifiri. He said the well-meaning Ghanaians will never be perturbed in the confidence that they have in John Dramani Mahama's government. Asma, what they etwas on. It's been 120 days in opposition. Aha. You do not have the moral right to criticize the NDC government. Opposition is where they are best at. And we will keep them there forever. Regards to the Honorable Rita Awete, Eastern Regional Minister, and Dr. Albert Tete. My Yibezum Pona every Agyemang di Bukia is also watching live. Emmanuel M. Aule Minya Mete Wonkachu. Memoha. Ima Apomboko dear. Unia ba kono so timenim ko Joseph Dankwa etiha. Eya chia ni biwa ima. Eja bata Putin enso share live on Facebook. Happy 98.9 FM. Ononso eno thesis or the bremen and one and waswa esadia bremen tin. And yet the same content do. But as them tin. My main for first paragraph no. Na fe minko unianum so dia so jabata meza about his second paragraph no so. Or say any objective mind without being mischievous and obsessed with partisan politics will attest the fact that we are in the right direction as a country under JDM leadership. A lot has been done, even within the 120-day period. I'll come back to the rest of your message later. Eja bata Putin. Ewa kote suhum enwadebae. Skill Nova. Enzo Dibiabosi. Good afternoon, MASQ. Hope you're doing great. Yeah, sure, I'm doing well, bro. Bwam hwa koyemi papa yi. Eno de ndi wum. Kodyo na medwe yi na ma. Say me ozam de ma won. Lo ba no pabinizo. The crew is doing well, my brother Skilly Nova. As you're watching live from Ashali Butre. As I would give President Mahama 6 out of 10. I think it's failing to fulfill his biggest promise. What is his biggest promise? I know you're there. Emmanuel M. Aule, live from United States of Keseman. Agyemang can talk and talk. Nkuziaga. That way the way I like it, Nkuziaga. Man yibetumpo Nkuziaga say ayi Nkuziaga no. E ka kire wa ne ya no. Comments appeal 220 days of doomsday. Sacking of workers, increase in electricity and water, Galamsey destroying our cocoa farms and water bodies. Yato aba enu yeho. And you say a special greeting to Aja Safia Mohammed, incoming NPP National Women Organizer, hopeful. Onso Yawafa. Daniel Adu, as always, my brother, I join you live. Ewo Facebook. Unia yamwaha. If you want to sabre, say doha sabre, say sabre no paon. And then you may Daniel boss oh. And I cut a time the intim near the end. Daniel Adu or Kata Doha, and is watching live. Ja laugh swallow. Hey, mini I'm on catch you. Kojo also watch you. Join me live on Facebook. Happy 98.9 FM. Yan yun Ghana ho kakra. Unso wafa yana. Hey, yawafa. Na beye ye. Omen yibetum pona every. nara omanga na beyeye omayi betum pona every Abuja no mienu aba pa ho sima aduonum happy 98.9 FM ebraso se ye dwendwene ye man ho ene nsem ahodo ewom meka wo se dwumadie enam live on Facebook happy 98.9 the only radio station adwene wo ho ne ma kwan ema wo nsem a wo ka kire wadwen edu mpanimfo anim aha matimi wakame eni ha aha obi a wo ho kwan age wo mu edi atem eni ntimi nka bi sabi de nani nso ade emu ni nua ga nani de yem ma wonye yen so ye chiwade eno no ebi anu obi ba ma kwan mu edi atem baabi aha wo ba ye de ye chiti sa ye chiwade e wo fie ha ne se obi kire na adwen na no ye wahi na mpeso no so be ka ne de na wo so pa no o kan ye fidie nso nko ade a ye ma kwan ma ho nka nemom se ye asem no kura na wo ka na nya atanidie na wamfa wo emotions enwuram na wo ka no kura na wo se kira wo ye ni aka obi enso kwan ya de ebebie mu de amawo na waka fa no ze de obesi a obeka obi a wo kwan fa so okasa obi a wo kwan fa so kanaze atanie ni yempe ko atanie de deliberate obi a kontom wanko ebi ni matanie di pa yenim yo enti ahaye di nkomoyi u bedi bia yesi kan wasem se de ehye obo no ka na atanie bata ho a ifiri ho nemum asem no na waka kwadwo sefa dankwa ewo menche kwadwo 120 days of the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enra amze ohwe no kakra o kan sem ni bi odi bi etudwa na okay now Daniel Adu is telling us Qatar is ahead of us 3 hours. Yes, and not just hono about 6 p.m. Daniel is able to baby actually yeah upon Juma. Happy baby actually Emmanuel
98.9
Ashiamolo and so say JM well done. Jala swala say okay so far ediano nensa aka. Inti as we know umu LED in 3 hours or Doha. Kojo 120 days of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Bibi ho.
Oko the pages are on social media His Excellency John Dramani Mahama oho. Ono ankasa mu de eniema o share bohu se obeye in the first 120 days. Ono ade ho verdict e de aba beto montene so. Enra okasa bebre. Na ne nyina ankemfo nkokogina se one Ghana fo kwa apam. Se ena ohane aduonu di na aban animu ana se mfie 9 ni mu no. Di kan no. Eyade anema bi wo ho a obeye. Enra yentimi anyamre
98.9
ambobo niema ne bebre na so. But say bia nipa bebre no anya akwanya entumi ni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama chi entie ne nsem wo kan ni bia. Ni nyina kubi se wo hwe nia wo kan ye promises bako I think say 25 because there was a numbering mistake. So there was no 22. Until he moved from 21, 22 to 20. I think that 21 to 22 and 24. So I think that there was no 23. So if you are to check it, so kind of bako. Say a duenu enum. Na ose watimi aye bia kama. Niema hodwa wo kan ye se bia bosome mi se di nanimu no obetumi aye niema hodwa wo kan ye se ena oha eni aduonu edi nanimu no obetumi aye wono a se ohwe na woman ho maxa ai be se 72% de as eniema na watumi ayo eniema hodwo no watumi ayo. But then there are others eniema hodwo bi wo ho a a process and I say
the 72 is not your figure, right?
David. Oh, 72 million figures. I mean, that's what I said. Enra, and now me catch on. I say, me no, me person me free man penny enum. Unsa anya ne man a wo ye ni nyina na ebia ebetimi aba betodwa ame ye nyina ye hunu bie ebia bi wo ho a wate committee wo ho ebia wone chief of staff so ho sese ni epese ye yo na wo mu edi eho edwuma wate ase ntina mpese nra yete Ghana for bre no mu di akire no a lot of them listen to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ene nia wo ka kire Ghana for say watumi ayo ewo oman Ghana mu na nanka me pese me kɔ na me kɔfa His Excellency ne nsɛm wɔ kan ye ne bie men nya no bia we 10 hours ago ɛna His Excellency John Dramani Mahama edigu ne LinkedIn page eso now or say status of President Mahama's 120 days social contract we enyam na me kyerɛ we edi him
so you can even abi ensanka na abi
say there be project that
status of yes
abi mpacho give me a minute me number 1 or say nominate within the first 14 days the complete list of cabinet ministers for parliamentary approval ya take it oso ayo Ghana for budumani di etire say no kre good constitute the leanest and most efficient government under the Fourth Republic in his first 90 days in office. And indeed, the Ecopium say ministers are His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, you are 56. So it's not even up to 60. 56. Hold a national economic dialogue to discuss the true state of the economy and prepare a homegrown fiscal consolidation program to guide the budget. To
guide the budget.
Exactly, to guide the budget. His Excellency God said, also, oh my Ghana more, the economy baby jina. See a hunu baby jina, near hunu, near and pania who do I war economy no. And you bet me afa acquire who was and say, and into the guaquemo. I guess okay, look, Yahoo say, anyway, and ha your economy no. In Tanamon, 2 cents a year too. And you see, one of the things that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama kaya na say ayemi ni jeka kana say yemi ni kana say nye economy ni say be a party and as a party B. And so the economic forum Ghana for ye nyina ye hunu ye no oyi industry players experts from respective sectors of the economy one more nim de e economy no adwosuo ni adwosuo ahodo nyina ene ye de omkosi amu womu eto adwene womu de womu nsem ne kokoma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama what we are waiting for ade a ye hwe ani mu se betimi asie ni se saa adwenkyere hodo no a womu de mama mpanyini ni nyina ye betimi de agu akwan mu ni ade dwuma na ahohane ene ahoto agana fo bebrenu a ye hwe no ye nsa atumi aka the tosu no mo say within my first 90 days in office scrap the following draconian taxes and there eno e di kambo so say ebesi na ide eye COVID-19 levy enra His Excellency John Dramani Mahama edin chiremu baya na woka say the COVID-19 levy is linked with some of the requirements are International Monetary Fund ewiase amansan nyina sika kra bia say omanbi eho kire no a wokonomwa IMF emwa wo mu ede boa o man Ghana no COVID-19 levy no efa bi no eframu enti ebeye dene sesi asani mu animu ya no yebetumi ayi ede afri ho and na anopa na obia na ode kirem na mebusa say so de mampanyi eka ye no I am not pretty sure say mampanyi aid intro because ye nyina ye wo mamu and we know as emrebi etwam the funds are ya set I de as collateral say there be betimi enya bosia de afra mo no ne de aba bebo man hu bra ene de ka ho nya nyina ye wo mamu yenim so what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said enra with regards to COVID-19 levy no enya de aye nkuntumpu anase eye entro establish an accelerated export development council to promote export as part of a broader strategy for economic transformation.
That is in 120 days.
Within the 120 days, as I'm making. Implement the no academic fee policy for all first-year students in public tertiary universities, colleges of education, nursing training institutions. I know, I think there was a data about in the year about 159,000 first year students at Omoko University. About Betuja say Nadia school fees from Betua. There was an argument. I about Betuja ni yetirimu say one more mako a ometua de danonso yeah ban be den. Obekaya e ho nsem no abae say eno no yentimi nyi sika no free university ni ho. Emfa ma wo a wo ye wa adwene say
I'm told there's an existing portal. Students have been asked to
exactly.
access how if there's any refund at all, that if you access the portal, you follow up and then you see.
But the point is that it is not prudent. And it is not prudent. Say a buying badges kind of free universities in the whole. Ediama a yes school phone without a buying first and foremost. Edi says Sikano in equal portion and as in equal proportion. Edi kwa koma school a hold one.
No disbursement.
Of course, because unim school biano ehwe says Sikawi nor the atutuni niema.
Okay, so you mean and yes, a buying Edi Sikan Bema a catches student body is the school authorities on first can now because out of that amount
the budget
a expenditure
of course
school no
of course and now go university facility fee of course you can ubukukotua libraries
until a buying betua
and no I think it will not be prudent for government to do that.
Yes.
So, Mimi, that's my argument. You may disagree with me, but that's the point. And you have to look at it from the economic point of view. Say, schools, you know, only school fees in the
No, government cannot just take the money away from them.
Exactly. Only school fees in the
and yet, just because
Thank you.
It is for a purpose.
It's for a purpose.
Government
specific
is running a program mitigating students' difficulty in paying academic user fee. It is the government's responsibility to make sure that they provide funds to the universities.
Exactly.
And in place of students that won't
care. That's the thing.
Example, free SHS. Abana said yes, Agyemang kwadane duane.
Yeah.
So we say, my schools ni sika emunfa ntoduane emang kwadana.
You need to provide the means school for no and as a school I hold on bit media no aduane e dia ma mofra no which is critical. And so for me that's my argument. Say sia no koya ebebo schools I hold on afom. Intiano de
so then provisions must be made.
Exactly.
Funding must be made available.
Obviously funding is now the ref said there was funding. A year budget no. There was an allocated amount of money for that year. No fees for first years. It was a specific. I've forgotten the figure because I was very particular on that. Meaning say a month will be because I know saying you say school. I am telling you, senior solo school, Brian San school, University of Ghana, in 2006. Yes.
As a politician. And that was in 1999.
Yeah. RFUF.
Yeah.
Residential facility user fee. Masa. Yet was introduced the following social intervention free tertiary education for persons with disabilities, the Ghana medical and the engineering Mahama case last week in Boa.
It was launched. Was it some of these things? Is it the launching that makes it achieved, or its impact after launching and a assessment? Because you can launch something to say, everyone says academic user fee. Student be aware that if you tell him that you have achieved that, then he can make so long as Nipanetrius can we name anything called that. What you say? Now there's a launch of that program. Was the Mahama Care. And all the short code they buy. Or no, donating Isika 6 months salary.
Yeah.
Leadership by example, isn't it? MPs, you know, any appointees.
1 month.
1 month salary. If you know more, and also, yes, fine. We've seen the president attempt to do something. But, okay, that promise now, at the end of the day, can't be.
You introduce the following social interventions. Introduction.
Okay.
So the fact
but
that
that particular one, that particular one, what's to say?
introduce the following social interventions. 1, free tertiary education for persons with disabilities. 2, the Ghana Medical Care Trust, Mahama Cares Fund. So it's been introduced. The
so
wording,
the introduction is all that matters. Okay.
It's all that matters.
So it ends there.
And
But something like you say, establish a lean government, an efficient and
of course, efficiency, you cannot measure efficiency in just
within
121 days.
Yes, but
So
if we
for
can
example,
look at it,
a portion of a year. So there are 2 variables. Yeah, well, a year lean, which is one side,
and
there were
efficiency,
which is the
another.
other side. So if you are to measure based on a year on one small kind, we can say for a fact, say indeed he has formed a lean government of 64 a year ministers. But how efficient they have been, that we cannot measure. Within 100.
54 rather.
Yeah, 54. 54. Whether they have been efficient or not, whether they have been efficient will be based on number 1, Ejuma yedi show monsa, so munkonkodi. Number 2, resources yedi ka ho so munkonkodi sa Ejuma no. Number 3, saso ni yedi show monsa so mo no metumi ayo within a specific given time, and that's all meant to me ayo. And that's where we're going to ensure say they're efficient. And even with the resources that they are given, they deployed the resources to ensure say near so it will be over a period of time. And yet any say whether the government and as any ministers now efficient and as all money efficient.
The 120 days of His Excellency the President. Now, can I say personally as a broadcast journalist, and will study why if the president is happy about the Agyemang wire, would you say he's right to say to himself, why are there?
To a larger extent, a lot of the things that he said, within the 120 days, 65%. Some of them, as I mentioned,
President Ankasa marking, Jose. 72. And our marking is
first class.
And
72 don't mean first class. 72 means a baby a B and a B
plus.
72. University of Ghana. That's only about 80, 85.
No, that's someone university. No, we are to buy a computer nearby a camera.
That's also no coin. How the end of the
China.
Chinese.
Chinese for the backroom.
Next one of the courses they will be Chinese.
Chinese for the backroom.
Next year you be studying what?
Chinese. Chinese and Spanish. One of the most important languages now in the world now.
Who gave that importance?
Do that.
China
Do Chinese, do French.
Oh, solo. Kwadwo, yenye hono. So on a balance score card, we'll say, oh my, His Excellency the President. 65.
Yeah.
And what is
because
mine
is what informed my assessment.
Is it? I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
Like the first promise, the first promise.
The first promise. Nominate within the first 14 days. Complete list of cabinet ministers and parliamentary for parliamentary approval.
Is it something that cannot be done?
No. But even with that, it took beyond 14 days for some of the ministers to be.
So it was not achieved.
No, it's a cabinet.
For cabinet.
Cabinet. So he established it.
So let's look at it.
So cabinet minister, yeah, he was within.
It was within the 14 days. So
But
is
for
it
some of the
something
ministers, they tried.
that cannot be done?
Sometimes
If it was not
the
done,
NPP government, for example, and my brother Ato is here. He's very, very aware. So it took you how many months? Yes,
The
yes.
President
SYL
Akufo-Addo.
Yes. Yes.
But Akufo-Addo had his appointees or his ministers in record time.
No.
Oh no, yes, record
4
time.
months.
4 months, no.
no,
Yeah.
is it,
Check.
hold on.
Yes.
The question I'm asking is different from when all the appointees.
Are you
were
saying is
elected. I'm
it
asking-
something that is not achievable?
Oh, no.
I idea to me enya.
It was a promise, Meboa. And the promise was to establish it within a 14-day
Cabinet,
period.
a list of cabinet ministers.
Okay, so
Within 14 days.
there's that
Yes,
line
of,
of
course, there's that
cabinet.
distinction. A list of cabinet,
Cabinet
ministers,
ministers.
for parliamentary approval within first 14 days.
And this was achieved in 14 days. What you are asking is the previous administration and a list of cabinet ministers in 14 days.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And
It's
what
a
was,
fact. And
Yes, no, I don't think I disagree.
No, it's a
I
fact. No, you cannot disagree on a fact.
could you hold on? Wait,
Do you, if
the-
it is a fact,
if
it
it's a
means you
fact,
have it there.
yes.
Let me know the ministers
When-
Akufo-Addo appointed and when he appointed them.
In
Then you know
14
you are
days.
in 14 days. Then you
Forcing Nyabotre.
he's the one saying that it's a fact. Into the fact, no one offense 1 year.
More than a month. It took more
Yes,
than a month.
14 days.
They were interviewed within
But
14.
14 days near JM there.
And no criteria they're special about it.
That's what I'm
And
trying
like
to
what
find
about
out.
any part of
Who are you expecting to
How
win?
do they win your promise? When I mogo.
Emugo says,
Now you use a go. Opa won't go be Dumano. Opa be Fenipa. And I was within 40 days before. And we are doing. And what for?
So you can't say this a former part of a Niema or can so obey a Magana for where so to Abama.
Ghana for now 14 days. So
Are you sure? It's a promise the president made. And so that's it. So the way there, it is a promise he made to the people, and he's kept the promise.
Anyway,
Simple as that.
I mean, a promise, but it's not a worthy.
You there, you have the right to question.
Yes.
Say, because who be there, they are appointing ministers.
Of course.
And now 100 days,
Obe
and then
appointed.
edu 2 days. Now do we are. What Ghanaians are looking for is that we appoint you 14 days, you know. Now we buy, you know.
Yeah, you
And we be appoint you 100 days, you know. And then who's so a year day. Is that not the point?
14 days, a power can be.
That's all. What you say? A power.
14 days, a power can be.
Oh, my name Pahon, and it is clear. I also recall, say President Akufo-Addo time. No, say or pentempa.
He was in a hurry.
Yeah, he said no, so pentem, and so that 14 days, you know, it was saying.
You have to be very careful with the speed.
You will dig a hole.
Udis Oletia.
I don't know this thing about. Okay, could you do it?
Udis Oletia. And them Yengwi.
So,
So,
sum up. This is Forsen, Deputy IT Director at the MPP. Forsen, you see there.
President Akufo-Addo began forming his cabinet within the 14 days. No, say by the 7th of January he was sworn in, and then by 10th he had announced his first batch of 13 ministerial nominees for parliamentary approval. That's just sworn in.
But that was
7th.
in his cabinet.
That
That
was
was
sworn
a-
in. Most of them year appointment that they all focus on their the first no. Yes, sworn in
7th January.
by 10th. No, appointed 13.
Yes.
You see,
A
you see, Ghana for your short memory. Around those times, there were a lot of news about around the fact that Kufuor was able to set up his government
within a short
within
time.
the shortest possible time. Onoka can say he has hit his.
In fact,
he has hit the ground running.
In fact,
record time.
hold on.
So it seems to be forgotten.
In fact, somebody like the
Deputy Chief of Staff.
no, even Honorable Alan Chematin. His name came out way before Obeye's announcement. So some of those things.
But within 14.
Within 14.
Within 14
and just the naming.
No. What President Mahama Aye?
Just the naming.
Forcing. What President Mahama Aye is
and approval.
Yes. Oh no.
Naming.
No. It is for name and for approval. They were not approved in 14 days.
Within 14 days.
They were not. They were named for approval. Not
certain committees. They hadn't done that. You see, sometimes if we don't interrogate things critically, we will make mistakes.
Okay, let's see. What's it?
Nominate within the first 14 days the complete list of cabinet ministers for parliamentary approval.
Yes, for approval. So they were not approved within the period.
If you are so being 7,
so
by 10th, that's 3 days.
Yes.
Or 13 ministers. You are telling me 14 days. 13 days on to me and set up the cabinet. What are you talking about? I'll give you the full list of the people also Kufuor so
I have that here.
When you say that will not be fair.
I have that here.
Compare.
First list.
You can't use one person's own as a yardstick.
Emranje Solo.
Senior minister yourself. National Security Minister Albert Kandapa, Minister of Trade and Industry Alan Kojo Chematin, Minister of Finance Ken Oforiatta, Minister of Agriculture Dr. Owusu Afriyakutu, Energy Minister Dr. Boachie Jakon, Defense Minister Dominic Nitiwo, Interior Minister Ambrose Derry, Minister for Foreign Affairs Shirley Ayoko Botry, Attorney General Gloria Okufu.
Minister of Local Government. 13 now. What's it then?
Minister of
Solo.
Minister of Education, Minister of Health, Dr. Kweku Agyemang.
Yeah.
Dr. Kweku Agyemang.
This list,
yes,
about date
on the 10th of January 2017.
And these are how many names do you have? 13 days.
13 names.
Can we say that na list is completing the cabinet?
Debbie.
This was the first list. Now there's been a second list in Subai.
No. Forcing, hold on. Let's interrogate it. The difference between this first list and completing the cabinet of His Excellency the former president means another list came to complete the cabinet.
Yes, of course.
Good. But the difference between Onono and that of the current president is that the current president within 14 days had completed his cabinet. No nominate here. Approval and so. They were meant for approval. Later, Omuko vetting approval. So if this was the first list, now President Kufuor na within the period, no. Also yes, or in 3 days time.
That's so in 7th, 10th. Wait me, I nominated 13 people.
Good one.
Come on, that's a record.
But I didn't complete cabinet.
Not uncompleted cabinet. No. Now say if I say 13, no, if 19, I can say.
And forcing another thing.
I can 6.
Yes, and another.
So are we trying to say Kufuor ain't me appointed 6 people within how many days?
No, hold on. No, so cabinet ministers, no, me say. 19. After that, no, he has 6 more names to complete. How long did that come? It take so that would do. Fine, we can also find out from a list year by boy. One no cabinet ministers are list. And that will give us the names, whether I say Omo Bantem and also Mantem. Because if you run through the names, I thought first since what the name
When the kuta microphone.
Oh, Mama Mike, maybe first maybe
Maybe I'm near Kaka.
ah okay. And you got what was our listener? The second batch of ministerial nominees. Oh yeah, it's a cry. Bye bye.
Give me
EpaHoaDaben 98.9.
Happy 98.9 FM. You can as well join us on Facebook. Happy 98.9 with Facebook for our drinks. Any unsusu any idea ebra. Na fe yanjuni ye ho any on my no ho kama pa. Na dia na madi ye akano ho. Enti ye di nkomo no na unso de wa drinks no eba. Minua forcing or no Deputy IT Director Eddie Emma, the New Patriotic Party, is with us here in the studio, and Yera Solomon Owusu. In fact, Minkan is a become leading member of Movement for Change. Nama as a man above but Minkano was that happen? Opens
opposition for some free mobile that's what
in opposition. I don't feel maybe I want to quite that.
Is it by
more direct call you position.
I know say.
Oh, na mina mje so won wa ben mu. Oh, mu wa ben mu. Oh, mu wa ben. Say dey. Oh, who say?
Na mu wa ben.
Yeah, dey see the coalition ye lose.
Na dey ko dey. Yeah, dey ko dey.
Who say model mu form coalition. Mo join me.
Yeah, dey candidate da. If only da ballot so ya ko to ba ye.
Ba ye wie ye ne hu say mo the document akoma Yewura
na document ya mfa bi amre.
Oh.
Yeah, dey buy say mo hwem na ka mo fanya mo nya mo fa mo man no kra yi. Mo ansom.
Oh.
Yeah, nya mo debut. Yeah, be
ya say man.
Yeah,
man.
Ah, so mo better party.
Oh, enche kra. By me.
Obi awa your first batch of ministers na okaho. Into document be bi.
I know there's a okay anyway.
You know what?
Oh, dear.
What do you know that I don't know?
Oh, no, within what you
I know one party there by
98.9.
so when we are thank you, Granny, with the Pacific. And I'm a movie no by July, August, and I'm in now.
Ah,
Was it? Yeah,
I'm a more
yeah.
I didn't know.
Oh, Nazango, we are doing this. You who policy direction. And your communal system. What the upper view, a human too. But see, I call it a free and this your business for this one.
No, but you are saying by July.
Oh, July that year.
Not a year was
a year would say, come on, by more. That will be the last time I'm going to go for you. And ye, she not your come on. South number of movement your party, a chap. And it, you know, Max, and Manonia, now, more than Muku created that way. A tomb of 1 month, the animal there.
So, no, I say, I'm a kind of foot. No more grand. Mebao. Everyone, I say, I'm a kind of foot. No more come. Yeah, come on, within 3 days of being sworn in, your body of cabinet ministers, near the whole sector.
Alan Dean does.
I your man minister that you two nasi.
And then you no answer. Your man minister for you.
Ye one of County Secretariat. Ye our body of you.
I don't pay the Jumaya no. As obi a abro on timi nsu na de no de ahye ne.
Ano ka boy adwuma se mu.
Obi on pay the Jumaya.
Ano ka boy obi say no. Oy adwuma se.
O se o bom mo sa pe na mo sa de defense ba say oy adwuma.
Now solo any force in here me de mu de nbesi akwajo wawie yenko.
Member of cabinet ministers no.
The last bit.
Then you will understand. Member cabinet ministers.
Okay, mamiti. Ah, odi mamiti.
Education Minister Dr. Batipuku Prempe. Health Minister Kweku Agyemang. Ministry of Monitoring and Evaluation as of the time was nominated to be a part of the Dr. Antonio Seyakutu. Ministry of Regional Reorganization and Development, Danko Kubuchi. Nominated. Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, John Peter Amewu. Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources, Joseph Kofi Ada. The late,
yeah. And even
Trade
Akoto evaluation.
on
It's also late, yes. Former Tafu MP.
Ministry of Trade and Industry, Alan Kujoche Martin.
Good one.
Ministry of Finance.
Could you hold on? And that's Solo, I will do something. May call back when President Akufo-Addo was naming Alan as the Minister of Trade and Industry. My credentials are Okafano. When President Akufo-Addo also introduced something.
Yes.
Oba, no abemao.
Of course, the person's background, the person's profile.
Yeah, and India offend panel. So you ever heard how he said
Defense Minister Dominic Nitiwo, Interior Minister Ambrose Derry, Energy Minister Dr. Boache Jakon, Attorney General Gloria Okufo, Foreign Affairs Minister Shirley Ayokoboche, Agric Minister Dr. Owusu Efriyi Akutu, Railway Development Minister Joe Gatti, Labor Relations Minister Ignatius Bafo-Owuah, Transport Minister Eye Kweku Fourier Siama, Tourism, Culture, Creative Arts, Catherine Ablema Afeku, Ministry of Special Development Initiatives, Mavis Hawakumsen. So that's the full list of cabinet.
And Ananado.
And 2017, Mr. So that's what I was
2017
specific.
and Ananado.
Yes, 2017 up until
Okay. And this was completed in.
No, this
we don't have the time.
No, this was complete in Pachomeba.
But we know that the first batch came in 3 days.
The first batch came in 3 days.
Yeah.
The second batch followed, I think, a day or two later.
Okay, so he may have completed his cabinet in less than 14 days.
It wasn't
anything that Momo highlighted.
Yes. I don't think that's even an achievement.
No, but you see, President Akufo-Addo also indicated at that time. Say all pen tempty or ye be and tentem.
I don't think we celebrate. We home fanfare.
I'm not there. And
I will be releasing the first 120 days. You made this one come. Last year, you did 120 days. You won't come.
I'm not there. I'm penny and Kasaka once. And so, I had the 120 days. Yeah, he spoke about it. He will deal with the issues surrounding it. Because I say, Mutu and Amobi to find out. I'm not born and the idea.
Now, a sky train,
and also sky train. A crummy baby crum. If they appeared.
Appeared.
Yes, Susano, and yet is a sea train about. But really, I almost say Banajo.
Then
I did see a Muslim man coil on air body and I don't know the sky train. Sky train. I was Mamma Honamian Catherine Rami Bar and Pennyfrey, a woman chain was studio. I cause on the far. Why drink new Susia hold on now one on a bra. Na yen so yankin kind. Ewa made a mini ako Joseph Adankwa say. Na me ba sisia na yatwa yankomo choche no so ewo FDS who will be trap Ghana and Komo and I in I'll be back after this.
Eura, me pacho brana me shadi wo bagi.
Bra,
aden ene nso biem
ei time heba me hye ya me ka se yi ba kun ane wayi me yensen
bra sanya time heba me hye esia gyimi ni me fiefo enya de abaako ebeso yen
we die wudi se ofa ni nyina
time heba me hye me ka se me di ho dance ya heaven ene de mekwa akopie enti se malaria we draw ne time heba mixture
enye enunku o die nanum ato a wontimi anidie no time heba mixture duro no ene ye ma oba a wafa afuro de o ma akwada nofo ene akwada a woni mfie dumienu entimi num aduro yi bi se obeto aduro yi bi anoma hwe se wakọ hospital anase lab ama yehu se wo atridie malaria yi bi ansa se upe time heba mixture enuro dudu atu a fo ani kire KNG Herbal Center ewo Emrom Abidjan House ana ba ko so wo atonsu Monaco Junction
eno echi ura pharmacy shop chemical shop any herbal shop dodo na mu a obenya bi ato
fre 0244 417669
kayo set time no TIME time herbal mixture afi malaria fever bi adane ziba ewo mu no betu akọ
FDA ahwe adwadie nkwato yi mu agi atomo se eye
Yemma wakwaba eba Eclipse Collateral Management. Agyemang stronkwa yemma wanya wadwapade nkrata ho mfaso. Wonim se wadwapade nkrata ekuta wo no. Ebetumi asesa wo daakye. Yesesa emfasode a adwapade wuranom etumi enya ewo no adwapade nkrata ho. Ene nnwuma wuranom nso ebenya frɛ adwapade ahodo a yɛde sia bowa ɛde apesika ɛde abɔ wo nnwuma ahodo. Enti se open prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land document perfection services a mayamfa nyonko. Ewo Eclipse yewo prime depository platform bia ahobambo bomu a ya de fofora adwapade wuranom etumi de won krata ekoto ho na wonya sika a esambia ni ho na ye de sankrata yi ebo nyumaku ahodo a wo pebese de afrisika kwabia ho ye bobosia ho ano ho ba ebo manyuma wuranom nya sika de trewo nyuma mu ye de bosia bohwehwemu a emudo na ye mapa ena si egina ye enti wonim se wo wonsa ahobambo bomu entwentwa so hwehwenye nkyira kwan ewo adentam barrier ye bembe di Moses ayaresabia no ewo West Africa SHS afasio no nchempe frenyensesia 0543842466 wo Eclipse Collateral Management. For property owners we say think safety and decent income, and for businesses we say think funding before projects.
Charlie, stress. Oh, senior, what be the issue? Bro, another one caught happening again. I nearly get them this time. Charlie, the over 1.5 messed me up. Oh, Charlie, sorry. But wait, you don't get refund for your loss? Nah, bro, that thing's have the. You hear some before? Yeah, soccer bet they do. Them they call them soccer chance. Ah, Charlie, you sure? Oh, but why I for lie you? Just make your stake on 10 plus games with odds of 1.30 or more. And when it's full, you will get your stake back times 3. Come see my bets. Hey, Charlie, this be interesting, oh. I know, right?
Soccer Chance rules are simple. Bet on any of your favorite soccer league games with odds of 1.30 and more. The total number of games should be 10 or more. Now here's the catch. Lose just one out of the many and you'll be rewarded 3 times your stake. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below the age of 18. Gaming can be addictive.
New Kivo Hot Pepper Powder. Loco shoe. This advert is FDA approved.
When I get home and want something quick to chop, Kivo got everything they inside. Groundnut milk and sugar. I only need some water. So kiss made easy. Kivo carry me. Kivo carry me. For your office. Boarding house. Kivo carry me. Everything they inside. Groundnut milk and sugar.
Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Mix. Soakings are easy. This advert is FDA approved.
Yemma wakwaba eba Eclipse Collateral Management. Agyemang stronkwa yemma wanya wadwapade nkrata ho mfaso. Wonim se wadwapade nkrata ekuta wo no ebetumi asesa wo daakye. Yesesa emfasode a adwapade wuranom etumi enya ewo no adwapade nkrata ho. Ene nnwuma wuranom nso ebenya frɛ adwapade ahodo a yɛde sia bowa ɛde apesika ɛde abɔ wo nnwuma ahodo. Enti se open prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land document perfection services a mayamfa nyonko. Ewo Eclipse yewo prime depository industry platform bia ahobambo bomu a ya de foforo a ejapade awuranom etumi de won krata ekoto ho na wonya sika a esem bia ni ho na ye de sankrata yi ebo nwumaku ahodo a wo pe besia de afrisika kwabia ho ye bobosia ho ano ho ba ebo manwuma awuranom nya sika de trewo nwuma mu ye de bosia bo hwehwemu a emu do na ye mapa ena sie gyina ye enti wonim se wo wonsa ahobambo bomu entwentwen so hwehwenye nkyira kwan ewo adentam barrier ya ben Moses Ayaresabia ewo West Africa SHS afasio no nchempe Franyensesia 0543842466 wo Eclipse Collateral Management for property owners we say think safety and decent income, and for businesses we say think funding before projects.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
The 120 days. Nkomo onye twetwe. Za okecha Ghana fo no. Nokori ni. Usande bo a wozi she Ghana fo nyo na wozibi. Wo bei nkofo a wo ye adwuma, wo ya abane adwuma, wasakon. Ghana yewom sesi anu ho ekreti Ghana bi. Ekura oye won wonze. Na kura was a target binum. Ebio dumso asana bebio. Yanti energy minister nanka. Ombaka won hwenkyere oma no. Ebio galamse anwan kasa waka ho asemi pi. Wasi wana bredo no woba magalamse akofom. Nde baze na yehu. TUC mpanyinfo oye May Day Workers Day. TUC fo kada look. One kasa yen hwehwem wenwu de. Mbri kakra ya NDC ba bemi. Galamse numpo akodo chenza wobe botwe. Yanko yan judiciary yan court. One target oye Chief Justice. Says ya was onko twen wo fie woba yen hwehwem. Eba bona mami wa ye. Onye boni biara oya won yewo guapaye na adwumbo no ho nti because when you that some minute goda bona wo pede wo ye wo court wo wontu me ye says ya za ye nyimi de and this funu binum wo pede president mahamo
ebusa mame mu akwa ba emfamra adwumade no so EpaHoaDaben happy 98.9 FM era Solomon Owusu of the Movement for Change our house o mo de o party ba was say I hwe be June de
ebe enchekra
o kan say hwe
be na atofom na ekuro no mo eni adani na June EpaHoaDaben eno ane be na into be ship the political discourse
solo si hwe be by June de na president mama mamu no amamfo hu no this movement level. It sounds like I say you're not wishing the government well.
Oh, I wait them well, but me heard. So over to your wish as wouldn't you be see? And I said the be I wish you bob by a book may attempt for as the BBC. The American say and your money away in problems and toss. Problems never mind, young problems. And appointees in the baby one more. In my mind, I'm on fisher for the job. You see, I'm a moon yama tramakwe. And yama tramakwe.
If it is a wine and a fisher.
For now, Budia over me, Yasaku.
But baby in Finsusa.
Isha. Until August. I mean, I'd not met him come on, never more moon in a Saturday so clear more. And when you call him over, more go for the boom with Yama. But from where I sit, baby, no. Problem so my better no anyone more so mon solve or mon fish for it. Yes. Problem so and ram ko far agency bi. The nipa ku ho no. A mo nyina ko one person o se mo nyina ko pemboa no. Me kra de na me de me ne could discuss proposals bi. I wanna be sign me akwa de frame ya say no. What I've come to see here no. Who here class about. Who a lot of politics, they know about this guy. Be far, and the Yahoo. Nam Ganako. Nipa no ni Bibia Mujina, so who is so much to Aba, and my political party win to for them. No, Sikabi house or Mokofum.
Okay, so that is it. And yes, a be good to be echo present is a meeting.
Ono dia no de ko, ono dia ne say, one na akasa ma party, why see ama party aba power. O se man aduane bi. O ntimi me kasa ma party ma power na ona e common na so ne no. Okofia na yere ana wona wa GNDC atemu a GNDC atemu a. Ye da so da. Usi, to was a pressure. Se ba ye kwa no mo ko no mo se ye proposal ni ye betumi aye we. And then one aspect I was say political parties started say how to train the minds say oba bemu a enye cash cow. Na mum adwuma wo die na o sa ban boa wo ne mutre na wo di e ho no ye ntumi ye die ye campaign na ya hyebo ama na ye say de ba ya wiase bedane ama o life nyina aye papa enso no enye sanity enye sanity.
So Ghana for be reality June.
Oh, by June.
July na June.
No, my what the mom will be by end of July. Was a very fair. Now you know.
I'm a mere machine because I combine side as if say hopes in our bed that.
Now there is nothing going on in terms of government spending. Your friend is saying construction, a friendly papa, and also now moya sikabata as a system not contracted. The heat ran you from last year. Egusua twaso ba won say aban bia ba foforo enjoy good work see and I say e ho ne ho but a try certain threshold wow support scrub start here bibi na say you to me dum like thank of we say hey maza ya mamo omo members so na they want dey we aka al hack okay NDC ni na oni soldier for ne kon ye o boase na when the post or the about feel
I mean here
and your man kind my way na what I'm saying, no, I'm not far from right. This is our hacker or catcher the face because a betrayal I will never forget. I stood on the front lines on election day, not for personal gain, but for the hope of change for a future my young family and I could be proud of. I was told to protect the ballot, to stand guard over democracy, and I did just that, even when it meant putting my life at risk. I faced intimidation, threat, and physical confrontation with military men who stormed the police station illegally. I was assaulted, humiliated, and nearly lost everything just for doing what I was asked to do by my party. The most painful part is not what the opposing side did, but how my own party has treated me since. Our parliamentary candidate was initially declared winner, only for the EC to overturn it in favor of the other side. We were told to trust the legal system, but till today, justice has remained out of reach. What hurts me most is the silence from those I bled for. While my name remains a whisper among my party ranks, the military still sees me as a threat. I live each day with fear. My wife and I sleep lightly, always alert. We are not safe. And those who urge me into action now warn me quietly to be careful. I ask myself constantly.
They warn me quietly to be careful.
I ask myself constantly, what was my crime? Believing in the cause, defending the ballot, standing for truth. This experience has opened my eyes. As a young politician, I've learned that loyalty without protection is dangerous. I have lost trust in promises made during political campaigns. My dedication was real. My pain is still fresh. I will continue to serve, but never again will I place my life on the line for those who won't do the same in return. This is a staunch NDC member when he soldier for Konya. Now the video echo viral. Now you're hailing everywhere. On the watch. And the sentiment way is shared amongst a lot of people. So one okra na isu say ya omo makade no be. Engofo so be hwe ne so akese se okokun ho ema politician a ye wi awan hwe a wona ase na enye papa to bia be start atiada. And to make sure say your politics and the dynamics will change. Believe what I'm saying. And people will begin to see. In Toronto, the Odin Kakrabia, a bit media, but the reality, speak the truth, manko for. Yeah, by yeah, campaign. So say the Bialamba with the yellow book.
There be a crazy wabre book.
Me crack up him say because you catch a Ghana for the say. The two political parties, NDC and MPP, manifestos are only set of promises and your plan. And the nipe pia on the plan be you fail. Or the plan in your plan. But your bar na kwa matrama kwa osona asome abu say unhu de wo ye ho ase ye prepared. But your problems are enormous. yɛtia aberanteɛ ti Burkina agorɔ saa ɛna wabie factory ɛna wabie oni ɛde ɛte ho saa kodwa so a ɛna nneɛma boɔ kwaa na ɛkɔ so ti di a ɛbɛyɛ dɛ na yɛasɔlvo saa problem ɛno kyerɛ ho nya plan the culture said the great transformation plan no yɛbɛ focus on agricultural revolution me kan how many times a Max man kan wa but that time no yɛnya media house nya mokora na mo ma yɛ kwan me be preach anytime you open your doors but deliberately two leading political parties in hijack airwaves no to the kora no yɛ man ni yɛ media for no just ni yɛ wi ani tie yɛ ya ni agya kwa akoto sɛ asomasi ani emfama ni nyina akodi ekyire omopa na fe problem ni ba ni asa kai election beba na omasa koye the same thing na ya sanso de akoma one of them na ye de bia ye bre ye nto aba ma obi o plan
120 days of existence President Mahama.
For me and you do na okan no akoye book sunsem anowaye waye mu do na o say 14 days of appointed the minister so waye second one was the obey lean and efficient and no subjective. What is lean and what is efficient?
Lean is that compared to the previous size of government, in fact, ministers. Nediano ever form.
Lekwa you okay saying is very instructive. Or say so yes, ubu man now they compare equalization and that's when you want say ubu man. If it's a record for do free so. Standard ne ya enka ya nyina free on na ban anya den anko it means a Ghana for pe bibi extraordinary and it lean and efficient no yes okay so they compare Kufuor lean but Ghana yisika yenya no ehho amemu ehho nipa na ye adwuma na it's another matter or say establish a code of conduct and standards yes code of conduct number but that is not the most important thing say ye the code of conduct no ebe ye adwuma how bani atro go on mo uko school be bebre do not speak English obekona nkra katwi code of conduct as nkra no endiso o ka say formal administration no we ku foka do kan say men go phone to kwan that very night aside in by na de che na me ko US Delta Airlines na appointees no gum say first class akojo medium economy o ma de o man ni sika nya to kwan and you know it's not enough so because a code of conduct but on paper why do bet me active hold a national economic dialogue that's why but the outcome is what is very important say ebeboa moman no yetumi move akoyanimu ana
now we're doing with the exchange rate
yes
you say against the dollar
and exchange rate no matter say go focus enye the doing of the Bank of Ghana I disagree because say eba say cost right so bo no kwa kwa dey ebo mo ti say cost dey ebo mo the other na eba for and the opposition for bia e ka so enye the doing of this government no I don't expect them to say cost so because it's the doing of the government
because honorable Agyemang said this I say ma omun take omo ho nsere because the air corner ye hu say dollar no dollar na nkasa a weekend we are seeing who's a dollar na ho de ba form nti en ho insunsanso ni ehu with regards to CD no strength against
that's no kind scientific and yet there is no data support or scientific basis for that statement me no ka say we are see a dollar ediwa
no
it is still the dominant currency it is a matter of demand and supply so tiase ye gusu akra crude bakroma ye the dollar na ye de ekra and yoma ye krenya ye the dollar and ye say ba for more you cannot just say we are seeing now in fact around this time kwano was senka dollar no value no cost per their own analogy because and go for dampe or bonds no more stocks what it means is that they are exchanging it for dollar. So there has to be more dollars moving so
from the
system so it has to push dollar up. But say about for more me at this stage, you know, me the Bank of Ghana and then the governor Basso say, so more ye be never for more they should continue. Because statistics cost me and the messa better I can say mabon.
Okay.
What you say. So if they are responsible for the stability of the currency, let's say about for more, may they all say within 90 days of scrap the following draconian taxes to alleviate hardship. 11 omo year for COVID and koi. 10% level of bet winners. Any movement, you disagree. Not betting
it should be there.
Yes, because you see, a man in any one is a yebu, or say, or share social vices, so a bit to me, sad you, a bit to the abandoned support, but emissions so it means a hano or compare 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no 1 penna or mine to me, cover 11. That's almost 90% of that, no, or my achieve. Commerce drafting legal comment. 24-hour economy. Yeah, can't say mugu. Oh yeah. Because what?
Then I indicated that they are still working on it.
A total waste of everybody's time.
Emma Swana untimi ya
na. Oh my bianwa, and your my cost automatically. Also yes, a 24-hour economy. But you need the infrastructure base a bit me there. Support. Ya kwan kranye ene what dey above 5 ya mum newsmen no enko tudua. Na munko hwe nipa sam kwan wa ebeka
kofi
na sisi na sa transport minister we dey next week ya me be petition say yen clear free oh yes
yenyi transport minister
no otiwo ye dey edu anadwo ene 12 efa nipa from tudu omudu achimota na omahwe omagu ho no omu si o ma no ma satisfy nsebom
practice also for a long time.
Why must we allow that the minister, the sector minister ye do be so to work wo man for bre ebi ko kasoa ye duru ye friends odokwa ni ye si omagu ye yi omagu ho oyi wie anu astate pai kasoa the poor Ghanaian is suffering te bia mitumi hu nipa ya metafa engofo gu me kan pressure but I say for how long can the government be in place not GPRT for ni with impunity and if he said it was said
be petitions here empam transport
anyone so say no on so I catch say bi mo mo face for the job make no mistake. We are simple.
And in fact, you are saying that the transport minister should be the first person.
It should be a casualty. Maybe a petition on one penny. Maybe I told me was Twitter pictures, videos in here. Minister, they ought to solve problems. So if the problems cannot be solved, you have no business being at post. To me, I may be a shama and even be a metro was a detailed work. I'm the common man penny. Based on this, on to me, I'm more man for no union free.
Are you aware say we a long-term problem? And acho we and Greater Accra nkwa Kumasi
baby ofa sa ko hwa odu myself trase for no hwa ya say me ko hwa
you go KJT at the same thing. That's how it is.
The transport minister there has to be a way. The former one Asiama the son de mogo obabedi agro okọ and was see who said, oh, buy, you know, yes, yeah, research, and
yes,
there must be a departure from
the previous experience.
Now, me, that be 24-hour economy, security, still like light, Greater Accra Regional Minister, Castle lights in the street lights, no, baby, be the one more, and your day, and so, you base, you know, I between the idea, Agyemang, say economy improve. Uncle can't check a little right, so when you're 24 hours so. And also officer cash or more me weekend me in my engine. Say me genuine, but cash in one better than why. And you know dear, now me feel say too much. Establish and accelerated why export developer council no say why a critical body because say export name to what your currency will never be stabilized.
Yeah.
Why must we be importing tomato paste any idea from Burkina? Abra akumada tomero okay jeni na yekra
no when uko outside uko market na jena wo na ayeton about me say be 5% be na free Ghana
ya kenya Nigeria na Nigeria was say e papa sing Ghana.
That's a question.
So for me a good year say convene a national consultative conference on education why here again you per outcome no say be improve education. And I mean, we say minister no dem say aduane no sila quality ni yede improve ti yenhwe na yenye school say yes science no omunya be bi omuye practicals. Beyond that in the curriculum na nkasa no yemma no nya work related. Say yes ye koni akosua de bia ye ba ye ntumi solve some education bia ntumi and solve problems no. Enya education. Education yakodi baba. Na rebusa what is
we are nasa.
we are two pass and forget. And also, show you. Into the following social free tertiary education for persons with disability. That's okay. Because you know, movement, the idea on education is
it's okay. Do you know that it's been done or not?
I said, but I have to say, or say, you can't take it. Ghana Medical Care Trust, Mama Care, so I established a very good thing. And why I did 1 year, see
a short code, you can even contribute to the
but
fund.
beyond that, also obey on cap the NHI. Very good. But you doing discuss it, NHI. Now, must say, more than 1 billion, baby, 300 million. It doesn't make sense to anybody. Yaka, I'm going to go there, and a man go food this cover hat. To what's one cap there. Is a hand problem in Nigeria. Ura mama solve what's our problems we are. Was solve on one generational problems, not by BDE any. Was say institute enquiries or forensic audits into the following matters of public interest. The collapse of indigenous Ghanaian banks and financial institutions. I had a problem though. See, I did 25 billion cost of 9 billion problem. Me, I am aware, say, and go for baby, and not any deposit will be any, you know. You can't say problems we are bad no money or more banks require Canada ghost names or shame no more Canina could be. Which they are aware because of Biara or Jessica Biano, the document war. I don't know Mongo until on here on count the illegal printing of money. And they say, well, 1 2 coin, day. $58 million. National your friends cathedral. I'm an under Sissio. Yamin Chadie. Yeah, that's why I walk for Craig Garu and Bush. Or see the illegal inflated single sources contract. So source. Max, Chadie with your mind with idea a common crisis source on him. That the coming soon, Quanis are 13 for all Africa Games. The army petition OSP. Say, you to me, can watching $15 million. Now, you can say tax, Modibu bomb coming, a cost you $4.5 million. Now, you catch as a Liman Quapon, sa stretch now, a work US of Ghana. Yet, the air condition Kotata, and inquire Boca $16 million. Hey! Yes, see, you University of Ghana, a sports stadium now. That's our time no more con. You will say 86% too. Now, almost here, Boca say almost 30 million. As I say, I brought TMB as a TNA Tema sports stadium brand new. Almost see you 30 million. Why do we do this to ourselves? And until you have petition, OSP will mean so which might be perfect BNT.
Oh, only Kisia Jabin.
Kisia Jabin. Obi declare Obi fugitive. The next time wanted, the next time free. Or within a space of a week. Maybe go do any. Help you. PDS.
Obi declare Obi wanted.
Fugitive, wanted, free. Yeah, no. Kind of rata. First day, fugitive of the law. Second day, wanted. Third day, free, clean. Everything what you be. I feel your market catcher say, kind of rata remember me. Anna West people catch it say June. Many will be said June bedroom Kosiaga. Forget. Because Ghana and Yenya you say could. Pualuku crowd yen was a cabana ye body passum kruma. Yet Tiana Mako $12 million say ye Pualugu dam ye ko BNC. Any poor G's can away. You try away. Yeah, try the investigation you Max. Where investigation ben out. And your man Benny where the cabana was on Bia Cranwa can ye MASQ. So on scandal like and also what it's on your show come so be investigation be Sky Train here, but it's Attorney General and say by next year or do more court. Now Galamsey fraud. Galamsey fraud and that's a cause and that's a cause they have not done anything substantial here. Boss scandal excavators just untouch it. A house was kaput in a day. I yet to me come here. Senya se mumu dibia na mo hwehwe mu a kai ubon se
nyezo mu dibi se o be so kire se
ya no de abranje ya
edubu
ahe ka kire se sisi ade onyeska o moni the other side de chi abranje minum de otu fo sa o ma na bo kwa du se one me supply sika na wo so release your me wo confirm the o ma na kasa mpa me supply no minum de otu fo ɔman no abɔ kwadu sɛ sika na n'ekuta no
wamfa nyɛ deɛ ɔsɛ ɔde kɔɛ
na watumi a present document a wode reinforce the point sɛ ambamanfa nyɛ deɛ ɔsɛ ɛne lawyer for so mutufoɔ so deɛ mutufoɔ institute of government policy ban political appointees for purchasing state assets and say useless government be found for so akototo that deɛ yakora so the massa India for the Lebanese for yi ɔmo affront na ɔmo nim so ɔmo de job man no to ɔmo mu obi a okrom a Lebanese ni India for ye ɔmo mu obi a alata for nkra so kra mu ye ɛne okoti tole na Ghana ni ntumi nje shop
debi
ɛgye ya hɔhɔ wɔ yɛ mam which is a national security threat mɛyɛ no mɛgyam nam mayɛ yi wɔn kyerɛ yɛ awɔ other issues so ana deɛ allocate seed money for the establishment of the Women's Development Bank seed money or the 51 million ade ato ba you know say minimum capital requirement 400 you know ɛno no ɛyɛ agudie ɛna wɔn mɛ say launch the following priority job a Dumera program national apprenticeship and then 1 million coders program 1 million somewhere in agriculture see training 1 million farmers come in be say
coders you know there
coders dey more kwan coders
and
you hear 1 million coders and say o my survive e dey say na mo no yeken na 1 million no ko fa no e o ko fa o mo en enti we na o maka bia but me won say na say o ma launch but o say details of the program no it doesn't meet sa code na ye kan fi so betumi improve and apprenticeship no
on
the face of it, remember an average mark, which is about 50%, simply because I was said, no matter why you know, it must bring an outcome. Such as here, the outcome ni nyanya. To command, sir, first class marks, not outcome of it, you know. Echo negative. Just a one you can school be a motor no. You know, if it's for now, you man average marks. I say.
As I bring woman average mark, also says through July, BB.
I tell me another to average, average is order 50 why. Very easy over 49 on the if you. Tian fan Peggy 59. Not a non shedding crime, say obey day. Obey your was the first paranormal position. Obiti said John Ginapo. Na oka a power energy matters as we can sir. One team could be banana mother palm or by a light either should do. That reminds me, containers are ECG. Sa some case we are not quite a show year. You bet me a discapudu. Not Randiambe Abintia says a young fan to Coco Bosse, the catcher as a bottle, the catcher. Act! When you enter about average marks, now your hands are Ghana a bit. Max
solo na mame na momra na Steven wa ha ono nso efa owo ho anu yie no obeyi ne pepepe wa me na me ho na menye enkrato imra na yewia Steven wa ha ebo nso eba be kan ensa na ye di nkomo no
Toda, we can't meet us champagne pa. Nanso, usike kura wo. Na ye juice e na betumi ato. So pesa wo kura mre kwesika. Na udwumadi a wudie, won mo wonim dwumadi no. Etumi dima wo e wo bra wode emfidie a esefata edi dwuma ne dia. Ene ha ho kura. Isanze e-productions. They be sort you out. Freye, so open studio and production equipment rental. Emfidie a ye di twa sene ahodo nyina. Ye betumi di bia famo. Corporate and social videography. So we do dwumadi a wo pesa o twe egun huma so. Freye TV commercial, set will turn Niema, Napasa, a mouthful of who ever Casamphonico, Frey, documentary, Frey, photography, any live streaming, so we turn for Nikama Pa, and as a would do maybe Napasa Bretonua, or Pipiara, Etimihu, Frey, why a Napasa or Yum Casamphonia, Frey, jingle, IVR, any voiceover production, fraying, short and long film, fraying. Get it from Humani 0242 755 323 and 0302 254 858. And as if you will Asylum Down, you've been Happy 98.9 FM. E-Productions, capture the moment.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Eclipse Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at Adenta Barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School wall. Call 054-383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say, think safety and decent income. And for business owners, we say, think funding before projects.
Hey, na Dia Herbal Clinic. So what's area easy, sir?
Dia Herbal Clinic. Na aven watu wa munka. Wona mani yare, sunsumu yare. Yare kwanko. Ya wosan wo hono. Yesi bini.
Na kuma yare na ye kwanko. Ana bi mu kra de ahye beyi. Oduru ho a doctor ne de ahaban gu ni komu a munum hwara hwim ya wenya na yare sa.
Chese instant healing.
Mesewo.
Ayare sa obabi o.
Dia Herbal Clinic.
Wo yare no. Doctor Ohinebo Fori e de fasoro na nsa wo de befa fo. Chese ekwan bia so yare ntimi nwane enfiri na nim.
Dia Herbal Clinic.
E ba yare semu an wa ben seja wa ben wash kuma se wa brepo broni krum. Fra ho 0248 427-998 and a Kaswa Briku 0246 35 47 47.
Akrobato, me come for ya Asudia, a Basanka, while here the Abra, a Koye. Oh, you never.
Oh, Charlie, me wanna mean na ya me ya. Oh, person ma person. Sese me be enko ye. Oh,
and yes so Yom Herbal Lotion she. Deals Generations Enterprise in Ediaba.
And tie wo mu a, e ma ne bu adwuma pa.
What the habai mu awodin bra. E kuni pedio mu yaw kra na ye drum. Se entu nam yaw. Ene wa poso yare bia ase. What the ane se obehie kakra gu nsem. Na wodi atwitwi wo hu na mani. Ene wa poso baby a eya we ya. Na mo no mo wa, wo ba dwo. Ama yaw na ko. Na wo adwo se fom. Did I want to want some cry? Wow, we just send me this some. And you just have keko. As a sabrabon suma was sitting on koi. A bra will bow with the axa for four. No many be at over him. So open do it too. And I open so to be tongue. And I open contract sale dear. And your friend 024-473-0295 and 030-295-4146. Our face will be near our pharmacies near herbal shops. Yom Herbal Lotion. Life is possible. Edwin Yam mapping for FDA Agyemang gratuity at
Papa no no, papa no no, papa no no, papa no no, no, papa no no, Ankasa. Polytank is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytank we did. Polytank, papa no no, papa no no, papa no no, papa no no, no, papa no no, Ankasa. Always the best.
Ebusama memu akwaba emfamra EpaHoaDaben happy 98.9 FM 14. Okay, so it's 7 minutes after 4 and ye din komo forcing the woman chain. Ewe mu se minia ebu enso baba kan ho. Na forcing ne party woman PP ene omo eye Central Funchiamu at the Ensemble to Ghana for him efa the 120 days of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wahe yibidi ehon komo na ensema hodo nso aba o man mu no abubo so kakra na ya gentre and meje won so adwentre at the tail end of the program enti share so na ye ba ozo waje wadwentre Mother's Day
Happy FM
ah
98.9.
Mother's Day ebe me ka wo say nyankopon ya adomo a e-production dum one mount a very special package a from ye pa. In fact, this May on mount a whooping discount a production service be obe render obiano obe benefit tickets say ye wa say social say corporate say o celebrity o mame enko ade or mama that's whooping discount when he ebeje home for the event happening a woman yi mu nko ade but modern na for any e-productions normal sa discounter ebetimi ama odwumadi na cause when it say about e-productions ya nyuma hudu a woye say woye onyema bia ehia wo na opese okuchire digu eho na obetimi ahwe bi ye streaming no mankofo obetimi ahwe bi on all social media platforms ye dey video cameras papa directors papa ene nyema hudu a ene modern day ye dey ye music videos ye dey ye movies ye dey shoot commercials TV radio ene ye jingles ni ade nyina no e-productions and a amount you say the special of the amount discount or the amount with this May also to America na when e-productions demo nkomona odwumadi no oye ni May at the amount frɛ wo mo ɛwo ho so 0242 755 323 0242 755 323 na any e-productions any nkomo e-productions also capture the moment Mansoa Heba Clinic, a clinic aba West Africa, Hanigana Henyanano, Eboa na ama unipeduano yadibi etu ase kra. Na Mansoa Heba Clinic na me juma odie ene se de amanfo asi ajumunti. Emiamia bibiri ene owo Ablekuma, owo Kaswa, owo Tantra Hill, owo Teshi Tribler, ene owo New Fadama, Bombay Washing Bay ha obehu Mansoa Heba Clinic. Anwade a oye ne say the only herbal clinic urawa o misa wo de ehaw no hwe wa no wahu ne atiti wo nyina na wa ma no aduru enti yare bi anase wo haw bi etese nyinsen na wo pe se wo wonya na wonya mu haw o oba o menstrual cycle no akoye bibio ho se mu ya o ne mne ade ensisi so ne ade nyina no a se ye sciatica na etiti so stroke hepatitis enom ne ade na etiti wa Mr. Furniture Mansoa Heba Clinic. The one day I didn't put Unyam so fancy and umpe, no one who idea how or not you one more no drew. Until do any one was your bit me a bow, the obit me a bow who says, ya, Ubisiani, wow, Munia offer say, oh, my papa, one and up, and also one new Bibia, no, and on the over fret Mansoa Heba Clinic or Mazo 05575 62988 05575 62988 and I say 0555 165 797 Mansoa Heba Clinic na emo na hu intimi ento yie Polytank ye tank no de Ghana ha when you tia say is the only tank Ghana ha nyina ye nim na eja yen se eho emre e abonidin Polytank over 30 years and now some Ghana. Now other countries no money are there nim Polytank there. So we store nsuo na adi nsuo be ye adwuma na aboa na ade a wo ye no nsuo na ye nsupa na ye nsukroje tank a obetimi de ho atoso e wo Ghana ha obi anim Polytank ye misachiri with a Polytank there ye nimu ani enimu makana da na miguzume ka ze ye nimu a na yenimu Polytank se nsuo na opese o store nko ade a bomoden na bisa Polytank na hwehwe bi na fa ye wudwuma wudie pepepe papa no ankasa and I make a show. Now, very special greetings. I'm a dema way every Airport West Hotel. Now, this special greetings no air call when you say Mother's Day ba Na very happy Mother's Day greetings. Airport Hotel at the Emma War and say, di Emma, Shema thing. So as we celebrate this special woman, as you celebrate that special woman in your life, well, a very special occasion, and in maybe I de konopa. Mother's Day buffet lunch, local and local drinks, and a special gift I come for Omame. Into way Mother's Day, Jumedia Airport West Hotel at the Abba Enono. Airport West Hotel say Uba. We ubetimi ama occasion bibia obenya ubedini when it ya dey when services no top notch when it going to me say chikra the with only 450 Ghana cedis we room Nyankopon ya adma 11 May Sunday aye be 11th May 2025 Airport West Hotel ebo area 12 o'clock. It could be 6. Now we're out. With only 450 Ghana cedis. Where we kai say or special gift for and nebia ubiuraho. Now you take advantage of this offer and make sure say you make the day memorable one for mama. Ubetimi book reservation. Say opa home so 0204 339 005 0204 339 005 and I say 0244 358 802 0244 358 802 na obuku reservation home now a reputable company driver na oye driver na ukuta license C ana dia onye adwuma this reputable company no say ode ne nyama ba be hwe wo high wo Happy FM Asylum down enti bomoden na fa wo CV any one application letter and a copy of wo license no Fabra, Happy FM Asia. It is a driver and a Juma now, you're a driver who got a license C, and not dear to America, never when it's Happy FM. A Kyle say, Otna Homa Busumi 30th May no Pahua, and ye, nada bang. Deadline 30th May 2025. Until here be by 30th. Na ode o credentials no nyema ehia requirements ni nyina no ode aba na wonso wetimi aba benya sa adwuma no aye nanso duaso dua herbal clinic no nso eyisu natural solutions solve all health problems ewo nipaduanim duanso dua herbal clinic was say eye hunhumu ana hunemu otu asie hunhumu ana hunemu otu asie enti Dr. Oheneba Ofori a wada hospital ya no da na da ngrofo say papa wade ya wo ye de anu odin so hama bi a wanwan no asa homa bi na friend elikpekpe odigu ko mu pe na yade egu hu ni nyina no na abesneko enti duanso dua herbal clinic and American for the amount o Kumasi bu duanso dua ewo Abrepo Bronco enkran ha bu hu Kaswa Breku obetimi afre Kumasi udu Kumasi a obetimi afre na even na ekra pese unu mudi nkoma obetimi afre Kumasi 0248 427998 0248 427998 and enkran krodia manzo obetimi afre ewo 0246 354747 0246 354747 na oni nkwa Uncle Ross me chiao enwumre na meni abako enso aka kire me se menka Uncle Ross say ono nso open refrigerator Said the nano, oh yeah, we TV no ma, no man the TV papa no. Uncle Ross, yeah, make can I say me, was City Appliance. City Appliance, yeah, the only one-stop shop, ubenya quality TV, air conditioners, fridges, deep freezers, washing machines, gas stove, blenders, iron, kettle, any dispensers. Tie, City Appliance ho, na ubetimi nya enema mbubo zu nyina ne papa pa. Na afi kra de wo ma discount asa ma o gift. Nti City Appliance say uhia any home appliance bia for any chere City Appliance. Na Uncle Ross ye ho no wo. Na ono na Ghana ha anywhere say why home appliances in adwuma hunu yie pa. Nti brands ahodo a eye papa any ade no unya wura City Appliance a Uncle Ross betimi ama wonsa aka bi. Fre anase bisa Uncle Ross. Say bibi ti say Samsung, LG, MASQ, Panasonic, TCL, Media, RD, Protec. Ani sa enyema nyina bi a wo hwehwe TV, air conditioners, fridges, deep freezers, washing machines, gas stove, blenders, kettle, dispensers, any bibi a wo hia na o beto ho no wo senya discount ni asa chewade a frɛ Uncle Ross wa homa so 0574 000 000 0574 000 000. Me say frɛ Uncle Ross na hwɛ na ebo no de beba foma ma wo a afei chama wo ni chewade ni ama o discount umpewe enya mani ntwam TV and ohia air conditioners then here fridges, deep freezers, washing machines, gas stove, blenders, iron kettle, dispensers then the keke ka ho ohia ofie ohia brands bi the Samsung, LG, MASQ, Panasonic, TCL, Media, RD, Protec and then you can ho free number yam kan 050 0574 000 000 0574 000 000. For when it's a City Appliance, I swear, I Tema Community 5, and a DPS school, no, and our City Appliance, offer Uncle Ross, the king of home appliances. I said, you can number no, obetimi abwao. Ebisa, ma yankoso, nafe yankonkudin komo. And the new patriotic party, led by their leader in parliament, Osahene, Afenyo Markin. The Nzembi Etudwa ewo party headquarters. The minorities position on the first 100 days of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Yenti kakra na yeba George wa and Forsen and so ha. Ehwe no ze bu eba be kan yanza. Eba sisi a
ya twetwe no za oketche Ghana fo no nkwari ni usanda bo a wozi she Ghana fo yon na wozidi wo be nkrofo a wo ye adwuma wo ya abane adwuma promises have collapsed, the excuses have run dry, the reckoning must begin. Let it be said plainly to every Ghanaian, you were not given a reset, you were sold a recycled failure. And now the clock has run out. Accountability must take center stage. Let history record this moment, not as a dawn of renewal, but as a day the veil of betrayal was torn away. Now, let me give you the details. The promise of constitutional fidelity. Today, the executive has broken this promise. What we experience now is executive lawlessness. On his inauguration day, His Excellency vowed, quote, I shall strive to exercise sound judgment and be willing to act timelessly to resolve our challenges, end quote. But when faced with a clear breach of Article 286, when his appointees failed to declare their assets before taking office as constitutionally required, he did not act lawfully. He invented a bizarre punishment, a 3-month salary forfeiture, no referral to the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, no investigations, no accountability. What the president did was not a legal remedy. It was a constitutional betrayal. By failing to uphold the law, the president brought his own oath and the entire presidency into disrepute.
EpaHoaDaben Sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Forcing Ewaha and George Affle, right? And so na ye train say in your book and so be kind of forcing. And shall see first 120 days of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Modern version about, but let's look at the president and what he's achieved. Na yenshe. Say while generally see akeke can't assess the first 120 days.
Medasi bebre masks. Mamincha 84 and then the above funti ashafo. Person can about a radio and answer it. Yeshimwa for quite the ashafo so come. Timichia ashafo ni 84 nyina omutie na in Chakasi, comma MPP for you and a Ghana for Titru. Say, your tongue at the Boniamaye.
Happy FM 98.9.
Now, your maintain ban is Sabium. Minia, Muhammad's 120, first 120 days. With them, a friend, the first 120 days of misery. First 120 days of darkness, because Nancy the Ukofi na say ya saw lighter na nyame Ukofi na ofre light ofie na ka say ane kan e ofie pena say nyame, because most of the time now off yen start ocean the number one or can be busy me no put me I don't even know how somebody can write this as an achievement. Say Agyemang ejuma se be president. Na what set up for cabinet? I will see, my idea. Nanka when I will say, and no be say Agyemang. Till you don't put there, it is a mediocrity. I don't even want to go there. Say I have performed. If you shall run up to 2024 election, no. If you see the agitations on the street, the way I'm running on my mouth, the campaign now. I don't think this is the kind of achievement our children number one. Say, oh, set up for your friends and cabinet in the first 14 days. Nana Akufo-Addo so you didn't see so 7th by 10th no I announced 13 cabinet ministers 10th 3 days but what you say no feel say this is what I need for now no 3 days no was setting up so I no put the person it's not an achievement now I'll say I constitute the leanest and most efficient of our ministers 40 now of our committees in 100 over 100 and something now committee for our form so no pay any minister for you to pay then put na year patch but what I say what for ministers get one of our committees baby minister back on committees baby just say mama be mu dey bia yete committee man no yete e ko me ka say come the me uncle pay dia na ma me ye better committee ni afa manfo egum baby no so no ombra biom me sure say no obeso ka say we are forming leanest government na ko see say leanest government now what's the purpose of forming a lean government taman na Akufo-Addo was no more criticizing say wafa ministers bebre na na ban so no more yet that criticism na no more just bebre say any spend this card the mo ka spend so it means it's not about the size of the government but it's about the money that is being spent. Now if it's about the money that is being spent that's the core issue. Now also for me wafa small number of ministers then so appointees ne committees near there was setting up Jubilee House or Amodos until still the expenditure no akoso crossing Abrana Nanado ewo hona na say MPP etesuno so and also no it is neither here nor there nko baby say they established a robust code of conduct. That is laughable. Me person me run it through we all the nyama my church on code of conduct here. Yeah, to street and say a man for buy you be or no buy or high die. Your money see you so high die. Be immediately wakwa go free die. Ya to say a man for free die. Omudi in the dash so na just what they acquire your friends saying or they acquire submit ni your friends saying. I'm not for free than
allegation now.
Oh, it's on the streets. Word on the streets.
Free dines, say.
And I say, oh, ton, I mean, yes, can meet you and yes, but the man be. Now, actually, me yes, can meet you. Now, by my papers, I'm family into so. I'm not for yes, certain. It's a word on the street. I mean, also be holding national economic dialogue. And I mean, who's on one in the party for no more cotton as a cordon drain. Quite on the faso. And the economy because I'm about no more share any plan be our day banty. I'm buy any normal your mind says I don't got national young way. Young coach how I ever handle the economy. They were clueless. Within my first 90 days, I say I will scrap the following draconian taxes to alleviate hardship. So you see, the purpose of scrapping taxes is to alleviate taxes, alleviate hardship. It's not there any fancy na ye taxes if you or might be the taxes by the developer mind. Oko United Kingdom on taxes baby, Oko Canada taxes baby, Oko US taxes and on the development mind. But all the end they also will be ye taxes now either if you now what be alleviate people's hardship. Yatias here. But by will be taxes levy ne COVID tax nominally identity fees so no bet winnings any emission levy ni fees so no. Now push it tax in ya kogu utility way so this is utility electricity no water akosoro agana for air came first no tax no either betting for so no me into better me into betting tax but see there what the what chego Ghana one into a light bill obi a light bill until say hardship alleviation now work no you have rather come to compound on the hardship. Some of these taxes here can say me levy nominee bet nominee idea their taxes are by choice obi ho one quarter better own tia that kind of tax by the one go own tia tax by what they what be chegu obi aso amasia no amafo ho kire omo hwe utimi twam e wo area bi ho na edan we ni light edan we ni light edan we wo light edan we ni light edan we wo light e yes say edum light sometimes obi ho ne power ne electricity ide asa auto 200 and the first night to meet the nature be 2 weeks 3 weeks since auto 200 at 1 week na asa you nti ama for ho kire omo papa Osansu can say within the first 100 days or be review taxes and levies on vehicles and equipment imported into the country and say yeah train honestly me who be because farmers are crying agree for soon JD4 soon on the taxes any idea but my maker
back and forth
now I say commence drafting number 7 oh my okay. 7
number 7 yes
commence drafting needed legal amendments and prepare for implementing the 24-hour economy policy under the office of the president. 24-hour economy dey there o.
I say commence.
Ebeba be albatross e wo mo kon mu. 24-hour economy no hwe ebetete won papa. Na wo be na wo say o the 24-hour economy ba. Na ya yan 3 shifts. Na ya fa manfo adwumem bebre. Nti nka on yen fan say nka mo adwumem hei na nka ya ban adwumem a na nka mo workers be 20 a. Na nka si anka se nka mo ya workers be say 40 eka ho. Na 3 shift na say 888 na eka ma meboa. Na nka Ghana from bebro omo wo fi a ebi mu out of this no na desperation for jobs ene na that sem om ka kire om nti no om ne koto abama amu that's fine. Ejuma de eye Ghana for mebunya ejuma yenya ye ni beje ho MPP was yet me fan for over 2.1 million people. Zika 2.1 million people ni ye timi fa ya. Nka wo be nka won so be fa be 4.2 aka ho. Na say at least between yan ene wo idin Ekufado ene Mahama second Kamina nka akoye fan say 6.3 ana yes sir. Now by a mom no one year for muna at least obi ba akọ school nyame adom watene fi be 3-4 years onye adwuma ye na kufa do aban so yetumi afa na adwuma m ewo GRA oba ya osi meyi wedi omutiti fie isi e nkwala sore a na momo na omatwe na omo freeway ba Johnson any momo for dreams are shattered. People's dreams, people's source of livelihood. Yeah, they are your politics. I pamo go fie, and it is not a joke. Ya grown one may you be letter actual. She obi o wa won what ne fie sa or so obi school a che onye adwuma being yeda. Last time me try say me yama na me phone edum. Me ntimi ya nkyerɛ. Obi atene fie sa onye adwuma ni bi enyeye. Na interestingly yame adom wetimi nya adwuma ni bi aye. Onye bi ya osi meyiwede onipa ne letter ne GRA. GRA ya man letter say ya fa na adwuma mi. Osi ye meyiwede. Tisi atwen forget say unemployment any party color. Unemployment has no party color. Because obi ni adwuma na ogina ne unemployment me nka say I'm not justifying it to trust anybody e wo man mu. But say obi out of the unemployment situation and frustration see na oba na oka si ono obe pie oka glass awia wade o man na say odi ti obe si usu wo dem na obe fa usika ekun aka ho asebe ye bom pie say masa ento obi ade but say oduwa ombisa say mpacho wo party ben na oka say wo NDC o aka say okay wo party ntimi yenkun. Unemployment has no party color. Papa iba o 24-hour economy o de bana man for benye adwuma so by we be yi man for dey anything onya ashamed say others will cut 24 hours economy. O be solve problem. Now bana problem no be a solve you do baby. Do you delete on any solution no? As I would the aba. Don't you come and also contribute because governance is a going concern. Ye oba no abeya ode na obeya ode a obi be benefit obi nye bi. Nti oba obe focus on omo nye bi no. Now so abe solve omo problem amomo. The first 120 days no President John Mahama NDC omo legacy pan say omba ye ombe yi amanfo efie adwuma mu be creating more unemployment. Ye da ye kwa demonstration MPP ne other political parties kabo mu going on demonstration against the suspension of Chief Justice. Cause ye nya ye almost a be sending me eba me your Facebook inbox and say when are you also tackling the employment revocation issues? Ebi wa ha metimi ede achiro ye nkasa keke na evidence base ewom abaye bi a me person mebo ni din for we purposes nti o send a message eba Facebook eninie o say when are you guys also I was appointed in October 1st October my employment has been revoked though. And I'm saying really sorry about that. Now I say I was appointed 1st October. 1st October. And it has been revoked. I'm surprised. I said she's surprised. Now by on your party nipo. Yes, or your gun ni. On your party ni. On your party ni.
Because of regime change.
Yeah, regime change. Yen amount for 1 amount for any ember.
Indeed, 120 days no.
No, last message best I say. But when will you people tackle the revocation issue as well? Just say amount for chance you be organizing the monso for that particular appointment.
Really?
I'm not obedient. I'm not saying it. I said that. Will you tackle that one also? Now, thousands of people. My amount for someone register on displeasure on that issue. The amount of we thought we were dealing with hundreds. But amount of people who subscribed, your phone numbers, almost see you medino. Look, teacher for your former classes or culture, they see you with it. Next fire from you see you with it. And how do you see your politics were moving from 1992 to date? You won't be that about or you're irresponsible and insensitive like this. You can play politics with so many things, but for people's employment, people's livelihood. Me some time is saying. Say mema ekoma dio ne yire ne mba ne busuafo pa de areho adabraka. You can't do that. So you cannot play politics with daily bread. You cannot play politics with unemployment. because unemployment and livelihood has no particulars. But your main canning, by young MPP, dear, ye feel say, ye cast ye beshed President Jomama, His Excellency, the first 100 days, dear, the second coming, dear, a widespread violent misconduct. Ever since our NDC basis, the state of insecurity, has heightened. I told you last week, say me kopake me kasi via me top by the kakra. Within some few minutes, maybe I need a pie me glass, me laptop, need everything in there, everything. And it is sad because people felt entitled. Say any looting, and there are stories, videos around. I mean, you say be. We suspect say we you know occupy the shop. No we are the state of insecurity, mass termination of appointment. And the I'm talking about what we see about his first 120 days. Now make catch on. Now any creation of over 45 committees. We see committees nipo they approve 45 for
45 committees.
Almost creative baby. They continue to create them. They've borrowed over 70 billion cedis from the domestic market. They continue to borrow through the treasury bill.
Borrow.
Borrow.
And MPP is worried about borrowing.
Okay, then but okay, NDC by ye.
When you were borrowing,
now project. I can mention several projects to you. Until Ghana have you. Sometimes you see when we are doing this kind of politics of equalization.
Oh, I'm not equalized. Now, let us shock
okay, over 120 days penny. That's what borrow 70 billion. Question is what the year then? That's the question I'm asking. Then put in out the year. Let us be erratic power. So you see when NDC was in opposition, anytime we talk about Doomso, now I stable now Ghana for enjoying. Napa electricity are relatively stable in Ghana for enjoying. Their defense was always we solved Doomso. We solved Doomso. Me just say me say we cry.
On the GFP.
Wakasa. We solved Doomso, and I continue to.
Before
You see, Theo, I continue to correct them. Say, Doomso, enye ade ye solve it. Doomso is a situation that is managed continuously. As I also was solve hunger. Hunger is solve. Now they didn't then as I was solve hunger and there. Doesn't mean so china won the debut. And we told them say Doomso no a management issue, a financial management and prioritization. Say you want me nya this kabeya be more man sustaining no. And the president bia won the priorities. You see ba ye Doomso wa what how be ka say Doomso ni Ghana na bia won te ha. Ebia every evening bia how fa play nkoda baby. Na wasan ba na pa. So you don't know what's happening. Erratic power situation na yen ye hu. Galamsey menace ya omde ye ho demonstration. Ko share certain group for BHR and into your blockade 37 hospital road obi ko hospital kra no ntimi nko say Doomso yi. But mo yes the money we are no masan call. I mean sorry Doomso Galamsey. Yes the money we are no masan call trenches ni mu. Baby ye to Galamsey na ko catch am say enfie Kufuado ye ba be mama ye modwuma. There is a video of President Muhammad telling them that ye ba omo Galamsey nti ya cheche omo gu afiazi nya ye be ja omo na omo be ye omo adwuma. There's a video like that and ye me west e ono ane west. You see omo di nti omo kasa wo e ho na omo ba akra nso a no makwasa nsuo e de abekire Ghana fo nyina say mo hwe say ye nsuo say because of Galamsey. As adomana okojina krotia nsuo native na wakọ hono no oba no abekom eh ad nsuo ne hono fisa. This is what they did to us and created a whole lot of lies and propaganda about the then government. Now Omoba, what's the situation about the Galamsey issue? Koswankasa our party executives at the constituency level, they are actively involved. Ebimo egusu omoye omoye taking over, coming up with the gold board the gold board establishment of the gold board. Yeah, to equipment. I am small scale miners. Omonkoye fencing mining. Meanwhile, you come and tell us you want to solve them. So you see MPP and our candidates during the 2024 election. we came with the clear solution on how to handle this situation. Mercury-free mining and coming up with processes that will not destroy our water bodies. These were solutions. Ni enka say yebema miners no ejayo medjuma no. But what we came to do, we intended to do was allow them to work, but then introduce processes and measures that will safeguard our water bodies. That's what we wanted, because mining employs over 3 million people in Ghana. But what I say, it is not a sector you can play with. But then yanom the politics ne propaganda. Omba ye then esi. That's why
in summary, 120 days, of His Excellency the President.
In summary,
What can I say?
In summary, it is abysmal. Mfutro na omutugu yeni. And nada, you see, when you come to power through propaganda, you can't rule with propaganda. No matter how much you try your best to control flow of information and inhibit how people speak, you see, propaganda, you can't. To me, I am say who be used power no way now they are using propaganda. You can't rule with propaganda. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But also achievements are high. 120 days nothing. Almost a day she be cry. But make one thing so.
A boy training me na be laptop.
Now we need someone more document in one of my Munebo, how are you? Introduction of social interventions, free tertiary. And this is about one almost about free. No man promise on my first year. Free among also with the Fabon Bessia H. And this is about pen almost about elbow Bessia. Near free education, what to say a catch our for the Mungo school nature, Yabba Pes Cadia Mammo. And this is about pen almost about every boy a boss.
Stephen Forson.
Sorry, I was Pentecost. I saw it was if I was coming to sit about the whatever. It is shameful. Very, very shameful.
Stephen, Mami, Enko Unianum, Stephen Forson, Deputy IT Director at the NPP, and our training on the program. Now, some of your messages. Daniel Edu is saying that it's missed the collaboration between me and my brother BB. BB will soon be back. And as I said, MASQ, with the first 120 days of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I think he's done very well, starting from the appointment of his ministers to the abolition of some taxes. The launching of some projects, however, though we have seen some efforts to tackle Galamsey, I think more can be done. Also, I was not expecting so much increase in both light and water bills. The percentage of increment was too much. Okay, so Daniel Edu was in addition, electricity is not stable, and this is where the minister in charge of energy must sit up. Areas of education and health, I think the ministers are doing well. The fight against corruption, I think the AG has started going to court. So let's keep our fingers crossed. And I see, finally, it's good. He has come out with a code of conduct for his appointees. I would say it's a good idea. But how is he going to check them? He must tell us. So with this MASQ, I will score His Excellency the President 7 out of 10. That is from Daniel Edu Doha. Eddie Queno and so say joined from Holland. Edu yechia only Holland for nyina mu hwe dwumadie. Abrochefo amuhwe dwumadie ye cheche mu nyina. Eddie ye cheche opa. Piaga is also watching live on Facebook, and I'll say, Mr. Mahama, where is the 24 jobs? That's the question he's asking. Lord Pani is here. I'll say it's surprising how a host can sit and allow continuously a lie being perpetrated by the NPP without correcting the panelists to educate the people. I don't know it. Well, it is quarterly adjustment, not IMF conditionality. Well, that is what Lord Pani is saying. Paul Ameno Zoji is a good evening. Ayiko, we like that. And this is Kwame Agboji, and he's also saying, Mr. Host, don't want to add. I say, Mr. Host, you don't want to ask the guy a probing question, but you allow him to lie to your listeners. Didn't the NPP government not sack workers recruited by JM? That's a question. I say, did the NPP government not sack workers recruited by JM? Anyway, and sometimes you expect that I'll rebut my panelists, but I can only say and correct them when they are going away. But when it comes to rebutting on your behalf, Ebo is here. Ebo Nebeka, what the other party did. And in fact, Utia, I even asked him questions about. So anyway, it is allowed. It's part of the game. Ebo Kwaba. Oh yeah. Now 120 days now. I share phone no screen now.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And the whole day, I've not even gotten your the topic that we are going.
The woman no. Akwaba.
Yeah,
I'm going George Homra.
Okay.
George Akwaba.
Topics na
120 days ni yedi hu komo. And opinion the na nra.
And no say yenyewe. And no say yenyewe.
Oze.
And no say yenyewe. But aside the German opinion pokano, uko Ghana Web almost score 74%. Ghana Web full.
I mean, George Mra.
No man, penny, I'm going to 74%.
George,
but that was Sina. What's here in T4 near your four?
Introduction, and I mean, who be on.
Okay.
But then one more was
George Afo, a general secretary at the Ghana Freedom Party. Ekwadongo Party. Now they are here with us.
Okay.
And forcing.
Yes.
Ugrumnya.
Yes.
Ugrumnya. Stephen Forsin, Deputy IT Director at the New Patriotic Party. Anna Ebo Kumsin, member of the NDC communication team. A leading member. In fact, a staunch, management member of Accra House of Folk. Unofficial. Yes. Operations manager.
Unofficial.
And I know card de KSM.
Mutri
yo. Oh, celebrity CV.
Ajemio.
Ushe the goal here. Fernando Gifu defender here. So the body here.
Obi be clear ball na we be tell na.
Just watch that ball.
No, attacking from behind the crowd. Attacking from behind.
And behind the attacker.
Oh, Stampo bueno.
Ebo. You bet you ma dia. Kotokone ha. Ebo. Na kotokone ha so be mbacho same program. 120 days myself.
That's a video Max. Mamintia etiefo ni ahwefo. Na mintia me flag bearer Roman father 2028 Ghana for ni na eba.
Was he?
Yeah, Oba. Max, and then Miraho.
It was him. Around.
Oh, force your mamma Miraho. I shall see your casa, Madame for you of VIP friend chilling. I see him grow with the opposition, the Moyadi. As someone or sending me a catcher. I mean, come in, say Uba echo exams home. That's all control and say, Wasi. That's all, but now you feel. ebi aso tro 10 exams a ni nyina o failure oba no ba kra se obo na abaso onu ne ntia se obo na abaso the courage no cramp onya de kotena exams hall no eno kra eno kra
obo na abaso
eno kra ya abaso body
George
yes asemi na be ka kire wo no obisa
wa asem no kan bi
yes me say oba se empo okotro wasi na say exams nyina okotro nyina no fail
or 9 subjects
na say nyina fail o de courage no cram for nya do kotena courage no cram onya do kotena exams for no cram no
bonabazo
because anya ye kra ne din beko
so we failure
my member am asem so
ozo no ya adwe so ma wera
aka na asem nyina no obstant in summary just say all the achievement of presidency oba in 120 days no wa achieve no force yan ka say we mpo de we de wa ya ade yembra ministers obisala about ministers no o show na say oba na say one for ministers are one no de o me adwuma NDC party na wo no esumpa o to even have that courage say me the way you call finance me the way you call education eno kra nye adwuma kitwa ye basic na so no eno kra ye
you cannot govern without them
yes and say nipa no show me ba 14 days metumi apau san microphone nyina na mpa oba no waya force mbona baso okra ba ho ofe na so say amikra oba we de ho for ensehwe sometimes let's think about Ghana entino se wetumi aye na so the ministers nyina but say ne okan ya eno nko ampo no say force mbona baso say waya de whether it is basic or not obi kra basic kra ohun nye Max,
do we have that precedent? For a period, will be about when Timmy appointing.
Fantastic. Anka when Timmy and Yanka, when you have forced a veteran, I say, or no ministers or see 14 days to crowd when Timmy.
It is true because even with the your friends, the MMDCs, they are also part of it and saying, names that Arabia came and I want to me appoint to yes.
Max, I
get your point.
Good. Yes. Share. 120 days here, President Ekan wants me. Who per one when you do a chroma pa MPP for? Because I said the entire. One say Ghana, Opo, MPP for me a businessman pa. Dollar now go for no. And when you Gibraltar.
Hey, really?
I'm telling you.
They are enjoying from exchange rate. No?
Exchange rate, no?
MPP for no more enjoy pa.
Because I'm a businessman for chroma. And to no crown, when you are forcing. Uncroft any aje.
No, you're a mama, and NDC. You're yate.
Me ba me do muda wono. Na nkole bi tu nyumbi. Na me gina okakra tie. Onu manyu amoto.
Mze.
Adiofuria tantumi anye for simba ya wa beye.
I'm gonna be.
Nkole bi no muda ho.
E dan.
Mbedu wa be 340.
And I'm say dan fine.
Uko run about okakra.
Yeah, 14 by ya wa beye.
Nkole
o the force.
Atu force no aka no.
But there's another force.
Yes. I'm talking about Atu force. I'm talking about Atu force. Current. The finance minister of Ghana.
See enyewa ankeni se bienta. Na se eye yi nso a
Max.
And you know so to there.
Uncle no. You know do. Euphoria to me and ya forcing by ya wa beye.
Atwe yenye udeni.
And you so, me say in fact me say because me show one na JSS eh
JSS for
JSS for uncle we SS for point ka make so omo aye we
at almost $100 na
you see and MPP businessman omo ni achi so
then we want to anyway to anyway
so
I hope I don't
I am me one say me near forcing but Many force why had anka one man be adwuma why pa de anka onye deputy.
So 120 days no who is it?
Until 120 days no. Sure. President man 100%. But me man 95.
Man 100%. I didn't hear that. I thought
that's what I said. I've
yes.
not read.
Yes, but by me man 95. The entire me 5 no free mo. What's the tax back
I doubt if the president will score himself.
Yes. What's the tax back could be?
News I'm getting this morning.
What's the tax back could be? I know we by a friend say COVID we. What's the next effort we mo? Yeah. But we say we ne fi mo at least president
24-hour economy say pass a key legal system before it can be implemented. Those are the two.
And to remember 95%. 120 days no. Why are
they? 95.
When you can say, and oba ye, and oba pamwe, and oba pamwe.
Should we go through the 120-day promise?
Max, let's go through. Let's go.
Max, oh yes, say 7 years come sin, but no wako. But near many are with me. Sure. Also buy na oba pamwe. O say we text service say na do buy one pamu crofo ana.
Pamu be why not pamu?
So, sure.
There's no news like that.
2028. Say GF ba power. Na say see ha ye ba be yi double road a. Obi oton ade wa ha bia na be ka no.
What does it mean?
Yes.
As in
just say unya say regime be mba be ka say obi. Yem pamu obi da. Let us not behave like ostriches.
Pamu, yeah.
Second civil servants.
So
you never do that.
And to know obi of
the worst you can do is transfer them to another place.
See, obi of say ya pamu no. Enyam rakwan so bia no nya den. Unko court. Mr. Oba so pom na say nyam rakwan so a. Me di masem akodan ko say eh papa ba ya obepom me into court. Munhwe masem mama. Mama ntina ho enseni forcing messages.
If you have a young man, yeah, you recruit into a teaching field to be. Now, no, only be go a grand catcher. Because recently,
Mama,
now, no, oh, you're sure, say, Ubinyang to even pay the
service of a lawyer. It's time to let us be human. Let's be humanly.
No, I be like I'm saying. So what you say, I do kind. And I do say, yeah, my employment letters, 39,000 graduates. Meanwhile, there was no financial clearing for those people. So how did they pay them?
I'll show you the financial
I've heard that. But there's another rebuttal to it too. But what you
can never employ somebody in government without having financial clearance.
To court.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right to say that. But the question is,
they are going to court. They are going to court.
They are going to court.
They
are going to court.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Because sometimes
everyone
yes. Your consular said judges no omo
no, let's not go there.
Yes.
Let's not go there.
And this is why we are where we are with our judiciary.
See,
when
you are preempting your judiciary.
That you people have brought in.
Judge.
Once an MPP what power no. One on benefit from free SHS no. Once an end in say 5 BBB. But on a war now so buy no. Or say at the end year say 3.5 near day. And no share ye hu no kware e was ade no mu. And say ye bone say so ye sin crofo 2 million. Ye yi omo free SHS. Ya you have to say eh your president buy no ye no enye. But meanwhile no na figure actual figure na nkasa no. Na ye nim. 98.9. And to me enye me de. Say obi a ya fa na drum say na man so ka no. Na e be yi na di. Na so say you we dia man so ntumi fa tuo ntumi fa jan.
You can only go to the court.
You can only go to the court.
Go to court.
You see?
No, you accept your fate.
What you say go court that. I don't miss na mo go court no.
That was it omo
just say because one I was sending the letters no. Yes.
Why can't you sign a court? That's not how court. Nipa no wako court ni.
Or seeking interest, except the person is seeking the interest of the rest.
Court and you do as.
And so Max, in this case, no, why are you waiting? No more to me, I form alliance.
Maybe that's what Forsen is saying.
Say all qualify.
For if the ruling is general, say if somebody is going to court to challenge the dismissal of anybody, ne court na because say court na kase.
No,
obi a ye dismissal. Within the period.
Exactly. Ruling man
depending on the case the person is presenting to the court. Until who bet me across Mentias say Ghana Education Service and I say the ministry Ayimedi. A course are there, a individual fighting your cause. It was all there. But collectively, almost your core this dismissal, a bar so and so on the part of government. If any background go sue government.
And he said, judgment. So on the favor, the next person can go because a ruling, the president want to be acquired. And one of
my question is, do we have to get here? When we are
but
for
employ somebody,
and you be the say we get here. They say your day. I should be a few. One of the ones na be a few. Time a chance say aban sisa even a toilet. Cry your corner. Kind of what can say, hey. Sadia we yenhwe ni yo and obi ampamboa
sure
obi ampamboa say won say free toilet ko baby fufuro so ento
baby enam no
enyo obi ade because me say me nua bi na yi na di a
but first don't
but
you also admit that and here hold on are you saying
who was sacked in the MPP's time? Any news item? Yes, why? Oh, they shall say, but to Apalabi, I have a
Forsen, my simple question to you is
it's not true.
Forsen, Shami. My simple question is said the OS a movie we need 2028 movie. So movie near. Are you telling me, sir? Microphone conco sees toilet in his idea.
It is not in the MPP's tradition to do that. It is not in the MPP's tradition.
Are you sure people will not take over office?
Me say it is not in the MPP's tradition
to
do
people
this.
Do it.
We don't go about telling our members to do things this way. It is not in our tradition.
Okay. First me ba 120 days now.
George we.
Na forcing ehun baby papa bia no. Max, say ukọ abontin and say Uncle Max, e komo de me. Enipa no onche o se bia kota papa ye ma no. Wo de no koda okra to dokono ma na. Obe satisfied. Tama Ghana youth no can say Charlie taxi there papa wo de kun yen. One year tax no hwe. Ene so bi aba na ni 120 days. Wa ba be yi levy wa be tax free. We youth no betting so a. O si onye hwe. Wo be na kan sa. Didn't na wo 1 year. Because the youth are calling for that. And no first person say oh who she 14%. And the youth no omo bet ya Arsenal ni PSG
why Arsenal pasa
boys na ni aje
man for fiska
oh for fiska investors no omo fiska pa and one guy be catch me say hey anka papa ina wo so anka sika we so kura so ate enti enu kwampo no so we hu no so say 120 days no nya hwe a meni wo enya adwene
me da se ma me nko ebo ho ebo say we there
o so nyum po ere o se den boys on to no o se den adio
Korea tantumi aye
forcing by our beye atwi
yenye wudeni
what is it
forcing yenye wudeni
okay
o satin say
see enkola na eto omunyo
oni we collabo
adio Korea tantumi anye forcing by our beye
na me see atwi yenye wudeni
okay
so atwi yenye wudeni
to forcing
atwenye udeni $1 every day be see About bisu ka che me say. Unse na o ka say MPP
and
for
na Bloomberg report no.
Me wa je 120 days.
Max on Bloomberg report no. Bloomberg report no. O si se upe currency a.
Egeni ground.
Eti say Pana Whitaker Azuma Nelson a. Ghana city. Bloomberg Agyemang.
Ebozo I'll ask ede na atu why ya ema yenya we why there
Jawaya me yenya we Jawaya ente yenya we I don't know the eba down
me say ede no why yenya
oh me de say omo de enyoma agugu akwa mu because emra me tie Bank of Ghana penny back o si wo mo de ne city na geni grant nye say yakofa reserve baby na ya be chi na kwa na check wo mo reserve no kwa cost more until there's hope. I've not gotten the details as why the city is going, but the one factor I can even say it's on authority is government. The way our government is spending, we might cut down things. Because today, if the government is saying that you cannot even travel with the economic business class on first class, you now reduce the government expenditure. And see, these are the reason why.
So government is not spending much.
Yes.
According to you.
Yes.
It depends from what Agyemang said.
He said what?
He said government is not spending. That's why it is.
And so
government is not paying contractors. Government is not paying the people government owes.
Max.
Omo ojiji wo mu a on be fa time o.
We dey me dey am say okay at the end of the day no. Ghana ni the person who an say sitting geni grounds. Okwe fa so a e buy ye hope an say.
In economics the kwan no matter.
Ye hope an say sam konanim bim.
That's all.
And no ma wo mo di agu akwa mu de agidie o because one more time no the so single time e bad down to aso sa e bad na de cha twu ne ko e bad down one na ko two. But at least me ye track record I can tell you on the authority say NDC in 2014, CD is stable for good 2 years. I can give you a receipt. 2012, when I was going to US.
Hold on, under President Mills.
Yes, no, that was 2012. 2012, that was under I'm telling you, sir, 2012, me go US. Mrs. Sammy dollar, 3.8 CDs. Namely go US. 2014, me go US every 2 years. 2014, I changed the same $3.8 from Ghana. Namely go US. So for good 2 years, if you like, go to Google and check. You can find it over there. So you have the track record. So city management in there, who said, aside no money, what was that the dollar in your business? Who said, dollar na yes, I don't money. I just say this boy fool. You say, be shed them on both of the no. What moon no messy? Because I'm out for a packet dollar or them one. Or say, I'm out for investment, baby, $1 million moon. On yes, can I cost $7 because dollar cost so not just any. It's kind of my share. That's an amount for them moon. And see, me feel said the cost is 120 days. On my penica say, obeying me says 60. Or promising Ghana for say. Or the minister 60, baby, no, because he said 56. 6 and put me on tea. On my pay where there's 4 I can if account. Because I'm out for 50 from pay my. The 4 I can, but when I account in Queen, at least 60 dear men go below 60. Yes. Okay, I saw the 60 be age more, the age, man.
The over more.
Or the age, man. Okay, I say. Okay, I say.
Ministers.
120 days. Obey some tax be free, and then no can say where you live free. Where you betting tax a few. Where you know maybe okay I say in 120 days. Obe set up committee. One be share education won sensem ni na waye. Waye ni na. Okay I say obe constitutional amendment. Was set committee omo yen wadwuma. Okay I say nkofo a 2020 yetu aba omu wuye. Obe set committee mo my investigation why in your policy promise no ntinye there will be if you no certain questions or answer in your more cars obey and na why intimate also a man who 100% I support him just that minimum say 24-hour economy one can be within 120 days. I don't think so. I've not heard that anywhere. But if it's okay, it has to pass through a lot of legal processes and sana yet may implement it. And to be the MPP for no, what the moment that media make us say. Some thank you to any demonstration on Muyi. Near Bayan common tempo after be a best and 8 1 month, 1 year. Because son Ghana for Ghana move. The more more a singer for more. Because them shall a video. Or see the Mamufi see a Jim Gumana. Mufi say enemy has some physical engineering. Maybe my poto within 4 months. Who hear demonstration? Said they. And then me share atu bigger video bi. Papa judge be no say atuba. Na okan about or see. So say ye change and panel na ko di asem. Unta at least akwa 3-2. So sinka nke yanse na anka de bia onanimous FC. Ena akwa ka say interview no business na who nim say yes na che say who ma justice you know so the American won mean go and look at records. Past records, that share decision of Supreme Court, that compared to MPP time, MPP befe kunyan so that decision of Supreme Court. Now say the right moment is ever see na. MPP never say the judicial system, and they're more fighting for what?
And I have to put it across. There's a white smoke.
What's it?
You know, when we have a white smoke, we have a new pope. Also,
Saturday.
There's a white smoke from the chimney. Vatican. There's a new pope.
But okay, so you understand? And then Bibia sa okromo hawo. Amanfo nye confidence Ghana membu nu. Wuyi nneoma mampani ya. Ekoye mo bigana ni bia ni agi. Only MPP for no mu so mampani nya wi. But then there politics. But I'm saying say to say na who complaining about say the constitution that wa SAD Chief Justice. They say Mr. John Bredu. But these people keep on exposing themselves to. Mr. Dan Metaka say, I'm saying many at one as a guy back on me. Say the way I'm complaining about the removal of Chief Justice. No, a chepe face say, South said a government a political motivated. When say one demonstration a former general secretary your friend John Bredu Beka say ono did say petition no John Mahama Troy. It exposes what happened at Charter. After I'm talking to you now, nobody has ever seen whoever wrote the petition against Charter. Say, I just say, I didn't know no, and no fees on Mahama so ye be.
Until 120 days, you know. I fan na wakofa Mama Charlotte say I be room.
Oh, so Nina can no ma about no papa why you 120 days. Because you judicial system no and the Ghana ni kwakota o GDA say obenya attempt and achievement within 120 days. Any achievement? Say the Ghana ni kwakota o GDA say
it sound more like achievements be remembering Charlotte say.
Oh, it's not about remembering Charlotte. I'm saying that and the judicial na abenya a grounds for fra and the Ghana ni kwakota o GDA say court ya mikwe de minim say menya attention ni na ye achievement GDA mama abagana Ghana ni abenye GDA Ghana economy so sisi ade se minim sika be Ghana economy mu a enhyi biem because first no wo the 100,000 Ghana cedis edi ko fa no ma ade achi na ko fa no be se wo say nya another 100,000 second wo biem because 100,000 na wo de ba asi enne me no ka say se wo the 100,000 e ko fa no ma nda ukobie mu a no ma na obefa na be more than dia ukofa ba last time no obi ka tell me say last time or the 1,000 cedis e ko fele ni petrol the following week or san coin no 1,000 no the coin or fele kan munya inside 200 cedis the following week be or say benya 500 cedis out of the 1,000 cedis the same tank now of fele Into when for GDM money bemwa. It's only MP before na better workers. But me say, Matra can several times say. Since the politics na nya propaganda bi mu. Ghana phone nim de ekoso. Ghana phone na akurasi to obi tuwa or ye TikTok. In so go din so makosi edan wo twa be ate. Ana me village we for sabre so. Makosi school down na unsi ya. Wo kan na de tia na obi akutwa fit and abeto social media say. E bibia say ni a. Enti media me tu o minu enu fo sem ebeye mumu a so mo pese o say Kufo one of Kufo's legal advisors woman be okasa na 3 days or see they are doing much about nature something like you see where they be demonstration on moyen or see demonstration on moyen ma onye mfumsu bia o baby em now if you want to fix the judicial go and fix your party if you want to come to power in 2028 the man said them people should go and fix their party. Yes.
And
if you want to fix the judiciary, go and fix your party because if you want to come to power, because they are all hearing there. Maybe I'm just about 2028. They should go and fix their political party.
Rating George
just after 3 months, you people have started making noise.
It's obvious that you rate President Mahama high, but in your candid opinion, Agyemang YN, in the first 120 days,
yes,
are you okay? And out of 10, Obama President Mahama said.
Obi mumri me semini kai me man okay me 95 and 96 because 24 economy need there it has to pass through certain process and so it may implement it. And now tax no there and also COVID there so it has to pass through a parliament and sana and so it minti nti eno na man kwan ka beka se ka me score 100%. But eno na meka say obi eno na hinders kakra but apart from that there obi ga na ni bi anim say no mama cars e meya within 120 why ni na.
All right. So would this here
unless somebody sets his own questions and answers but the mama can say within 120 days meya why ni na me dem no ka say o see you see ko free school for ne the okan ya say they say I start ya set secretariat aye implementation of a free tertiary education in my and one disabled before they na yaye. But who are we together than we just have that your very process now after that's what he said.
Until there's a portal they are working on.
Yes.
Anyway. Ebo, mama na wase na
free sanitary pad Agyemang.
Agyemang
say I start implementing so. Anu yede. Most of them are pad. Na me how can you talk like that?
Bia ka so dey say pad.
One of them
say you buy
pad no.
There's
motive behind it. How can all you guys bear 5,000, 50,000 students there? Part of the man or the Sabaka will be there. I mean, sometimes we must think.
Obian Casa, maintain say Obia Casa. Men Casa, yet the Obian Casa. I'm advising it is priority.
There's a one or the
or settle the question or no answer. When the kind, that's a higher cancer. Table
agenda.
Agenda says.
I say me can not charge more person.
Me person me can want because
they say they all the part to read the mind.
Because no, it's not about reading his mind. It's what they are saying outside.
Maintain some people need a casa.
Me whenever I see who say in a outside. So me no better evidence so I same way there.
Obi posi. Obi akwari posi. President Mahama video na autotopad no. The caption was my ferry cry. You see, and you say, "Bia, pardon will some na problem." Me dey say, governance is a serious business. Say, "Omanya ye team pine." Say, "Ebo, yeah, the Ghana show sir. We give the answer of first policy as we implement it. Maybe so. You see, the kind of campaign about. Wait, hold on.
Who has Mbisa Montrain? Mamen Agyemang Kratomra. As a way, you know, babies away as a way, I'll be back after this.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Eclipse Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at Adenta Barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School wall. Call 054-383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say, think safety and decent income. And for business owners, we say, think funding before projects.
Happy Mother's Day greetings from Airport West Hotel. Celebrate the special women in your life with our Mother's Day buffet lunch with local drinks and a special gift for Mama. Rate 450 Ghana cedis per head. Date Sunday, 11th May 2025. Time 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Remember, there's a special gift for every mama. Take advantage of this offer now. Advanced reservations required. Call 0204-339-005 or 0244-358-802 or follow on socials at airportwest.hotel. Happy Mother's Day from Airport West Hotel, Accra.
When God made you my mother, he was being good to me.
Papa no no, 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 Ankasa. Polytank is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytank we did. Polytank, papa no no, 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 Ankasa. Polytank, the original, always the best.
Happy FM Sala Fest 2025 nam kwasu bo. Simpia na ya krado. Akensie no fa di kan ye kuoku di kan na ye ready. Kwa bayi na bebo ye nzongo aduane depa. No menya kwanya echina mo mu zongo community. Metre Fadama zongo, Tuba zongo, and Sabon zongo. Beka ye ho, mebus me de to so dun so metre. 17th May wa Kaswa, Old Market Lorry Park. Anopa non kno pepe. Ye becha chadi ahudu free and sponsors. Test it on the fright hall. O asembi sebia Freya was 0244-143-994. Happy FM nimdie, Happy FM. Eni jiankwa.
Etoda, wo kontimi do champagne pa. Nanso, wo sike kura wo no. Na ye juice e na betumi ato. So, so pese wo kura mre kura sika. Na udwumadi a wudie, wonmo a wonim dwumadie no. Etimi dima wo e wo bra bode emfidie a esefata edi dwumane dia. Ene ha ho kura. Izanza E-Productions. Ya be sort you out. Frey, so open studio and production equipment rental. Emfidie a ye di twa sene ahodo nyina no. Ye betimi dibia famo. Corporate and social videography. Se wo di dwumabie a wo pese otwe egun homa so. Frey TV commercials, se wo ton wo niema na pese amanfo ehunu e wa kasamfoni so. Frey documentaries, Frey photography, any live streaming. Se wo twamfoni kama pa. Anaze wo di dwumabie na pese brekro no mu a obi biara etimi hunu. Frey why nyom na pese oye nyom no ho akasamfoni a. Frey jingle, IVR, any voiceover production. Frey short and long film. Frey your telephone humanie 0242-755-323 ana 0302-254-858 ana se hwe chira kwan ye wo Asylum Down ye ben Happy 98.9 FM. E-Productions, capture the moment.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe. EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na no kre eye baako pe.
Welcome back to the program, EpaHoaDaben. Happy 98.9 FM. Is it and then oh, Debbie. We're having a commercial break. So we can announce it, we catch them. You're Stephen Forson, Deputy IT Director at the Mother New Patriotic Party. Ebo Kumsin, a member of the NDC communication team and member of the Central Regional Election Electorate. Okay. And Minia George Afo, and so a General Secretary at the EMA, the Ghana Freedom Party. And Penifwe Ewomenche. Now, Cardinal Robert Francis Provost, 69, has become the first
98.9.
The first American Pope. He will be styled Pope Leo the 60.
Do you want to find my Texan? That's all we've been. Because he's supposed to have got it too. I mean,
Pope Leo the 14. He was ordained priest in 1982, commiserated in 2014, and was ordained cardinal only in 2023. He will be the junior cardinal to assume the papacy. America has produced two Roman Catholic presidents, John F. Kennedy, and that's from 1961 to 1963, and Joe Biden in 20. So now, as we speak, the new Pope, Pope Leo,
is an American.
The 14.
It's an American.
Yes, it's an American. American Pope.
I mean, like
anyway, the Catholics.
Oh, so until Yanfama, yeah, in Pagan and appear Texas, one family.
Yeah, to about where we need.
I brought from when you.
Ah, it was
and it's
I brought from when you. Because I mean, this man, at the moment, I say he's the senior most over there.
Can we say for a fact?
Yes, because last I hear some news.
No, he Obia and Juma Cardinals, no Bia with Juma edition.
And now expectations.
Expectations are good.
Anyway,
is
it when you
oh, why not?
I don't know intention.
Because I said, oh, me who say, guys, me who say, at least and this is the first time as I mean, fans have been able to that level. Just try and see because if you Ghana, part the way I Roman Catholic straight for Ghana, I idea who come about. When the visitors and I do the turn some of the manners we are. And I heard that I'm calling your man here ceremony at the idea. Visa is in that position of getting it. And so I'm surprised that they've given to an American. I mean, anyway.
Me don't know who's Obama and who's
It's American. But American guys are who's America.
He was the chief administrator in charge of the entire Vatican.
Yes. Who's America? America because of Christianity. No, I mean, because if you look at the process that which here got to America, I'm surprised that they will give a poop to American. Because the history I had was that the Roman Catholic was, I said, they were pushing everybody to that particular religion. Until American, some of the Europeans moved to America so that I'm Belgium of freedom in Christianity. Until now, America, they started there for a new heaven. And I'm going to go to America. In the same conform because of ABI and AS because of the Roman Catholic religion, that's a market of anyway.
Was the Roman Church, ABM, the Catholic Church, ABM.
Well, me Cardinal somebody, to be honest with you, Max, when you say Nanka near your pen but me meaning pass Emba Africa. To say yeah, about football tournament to be out. I left free. Why are you? Next, you only the third place match. That tells you say final and you're no better. I know they see.
What you say? What you say? I think it's on point because when I saw him, oh yes, I did. I'm so I did be a night. A hono cry, a big cry.
Pope Francis, no, the right hand man. Now, you may be a dear papa and Pope behind no. Agyemang. Until he became very popular. In fact, local Vatican, he is that administrator.
Because before now, Pope Francis coming and now I'm for me.
Yeah, even before.
This is his third conclave.
Pope Francis,
the third one, yeah, among 4%.
Actually, first, I don't know why they're second, and I win the third one. And so when the man, Africa one year, we so
that's you need you more.
But
Abigail, Enra Mampenny, the MMDC is for Ashanti Ebai. But there's a statement I would want us to look at. It's a statement I wish it was not out. But Omudia Benti Yeni Hun Komokaka. Abi, Adaroma, Obetimi Adom Yen was a statement no one. But I remember more a gist. Na yen share the may refer to it. Sometimes you join here maybe without mentioning it. Ankebeboa. You see, Penise, Ofifi, Funenia, Hunsamanti. There are some things I won't hear. I say, almost it could be almost a free almost a free Asante Defense Forces. I say this proportionate representation of indigenous Ashantis. Yeah, they also having their, but this Wemo statement in it. But what they say that disproportionate representation of indigenous Ashanti in the appointment of MMDCs in Ashanti region. Ashanti Defense Forces issued a press statement over what they perceive as disproportionate measures of indigents. Jose, and the language is, but I want to put the information out. Na yema omo masimo mo kano titri tintinti ane say I was saying ka
asantfoni
nye omo say disproportionate. It means it makes room. Saying ka indigenous.
Well, I mean okay.
My ratio no share to saying.
Saturday I would say
me I don't. Well, okay, let's get into
personally, I'm trying not to, bring ethnicity into our body politics.
But we can't say it is not there because even we recognize regional balance and all that.
Oh, as for this MMDC, most most of them goes to the indigenous. Yeah, but
and there's a reason for it.
But me no.
Yes, there's going to be a problem.
Campaign now, I went to do a lot of promises among this kind of attitude. You have a problem with airways along other tribal areas. And so almost one make Agyemang, especially the where people are along the central region to Elimina that side. Their complaint was that some year Agyemang say party bapawa yes influence exactly. So I promised them that
but there's one place I
think it will not happen this time. And so to be unfair for me to support this kind of thing that they are talking about.
Yeah, so personally
because say Ashanti region, Kumasi to be precise, the typical Ashantis, majority of them are MPPs. And so
majority of typical Ashantis. Yeah, you're factual.
You understand. And so me fan say the minute now 1 year. Other tribes, now say Atuabano Yaba power. Why do you think say they should ignore them and then? Me, I believe in me too say me complain say my Agyemang bra na metie.
No, but
I had
equation now we use so
No, it's been funny. Let's assume that
the entire population. No, now what kind of say majority MPP? I don't want.
I'm
to
talking about the Ashanti people, the Ashanti region.
Yeah, and Americans over the entire population. Now, because the majority MPP, I will not begrudge you. But when it comes to membership of the party in the region, now I will say.
You see,
let me tell you something.
Sometimes
places like, let me tell you something. Time a campaign. A place like Kwabri is this place, baby, my wife, man, Ponty, those areas. That Kwabri there. You cannot get 9 members at branch executive over there. The branch is the 9. You cannot get 9 people at the party as a NDC people at a particular branch.
Why?
Because they are no NDC. All the people over there are no NDCs. Majority of them
the party will go to polls and get more than the amount of votes.
So if you are afraid, if you feel shy to declare openly that you are NDC, why do you now want to become DC or MC over there?
So are you sure? Is it possible, say Obia onye a known NDC, able to me a vie for MMDC? Is it possible?
No, but what I'm saying, so if a constituency, see 9 for branch, some may executive. Do you think say Yanko for MC or Yas Antino?
This case is very tricky. Be careful.
No, it's not about any careful. I'm saying that because me feel a party for party no be our baby our bread, and this kind of
yes, I agree.
Because obi ta Ashanti
and not the BIA na make say ofa no sa. Ebo is absolutely right. Because where Yemfa say NDC will be to say aswase. NDC will be to say Oforikrom.
That typical
the people that move NDC in those areas are known Northerners and other tribes, I should say. Again, but the people that drive the party, that give it face, some areas, you will get the Ashantis doing it. Because me ebi ana obeko constituency nim enfa say maybe this Oforikrom constituency na all the ma Ashanti I'm an Ashanti, but maybe more because say how in a sense that enipa na omu dodo na ema NDC vote no majority of them omu nya Ashanti
vote.
What does an American say?
Even those small areas.
You maybe this Asokore Mampong. Asokore Mampong part ni be a folly within Asawase. Boy, it been so but Oshemua Omua a driving NDC party no dodo na no. Enye indigenous. But Obaba party no structure ni mu no. Because obi wa omo per party positions no mne ade dodo na no enye indigenous and a whole party chairman general secretary organizer obohu we wa sanity but o fanso say ebi ankofo bi nso wo party no omo ye indigenous what you say omo nso a drive party no and to say the ebo can there's another reverse. And go for being so hard, omoye Ashantis, omoye indigenous, mean can say, almost for mu faces, and show.
Because of it.
But Juma Nankasa, Emma party no. Because there was a time, Era Joseph, I mean, send that all pet KME. And then away. What do I say? Why a Koba said, Kojobunzu? Even at a point, Yera Joseph Yami as a regional minister, it became a problem. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so obey NDC wa Ashanti region. Now, omo dynamics. No, me who is here. Anka anyone ways a statement way.
I'm telling because
because no me NDC for no me for.
Oh, it's a group. I mean,
maybe I'm because I don't think
Forcing,
not do that.
Forcing, there's another thing to another trick in it. There are other areas are some of the indigens. Because none of them can. There's a certain man, Mr. Walasa Baby. There's no single soul in the NDC in Ashanti region. Why you Jumache is our man?
Maybe they say, MASQ.
Me say, that man na me bonidin. Ebo. There's no single soul in the Ashanti region. Ah, we are NDC ni. Ah, why you Juma NDC? Eche Walasa Baby. Yes.
Maybe they say, Unim.
Oh no, NDC
doing campaign.
Agyemang baby. Yeah.
During campaign, in some way you call around any the way you conduct your campaign. And then sometimes I did some of these problems about. As I walk constituency, that's our members say, oh, they are all one people, they are working together.
Yeah.
Some of these ethnic and ethnocentric
will
not even come up. Exactly. When have we ever had these issues? I think this is the first time I'm hearing these kind of things.
Oh, as for appointment of MMDC, most in the Eba,
but
and there's one thing
behind the scene.
Baby, and I may pass a pie mampo.
I'll tell you how it happened.
Exactly. If you have it, let me see, because okay, sometimes call people who will make here a synchrophobia so chances to be bold enough to say what do you mean?
What that's a bold statement.
What do you say? By Bianca on the quiet, and can be a bit to me about Bia. Oh yeah, the Ashantis will never complain.
They won't complain. And let me say those statements now, Omukoye or Asante Mampono. And they threw a lot of light on this ethnicity. First, Asante Fangas and some of these things, they don't care. They don't know say you're party na Abba. They know say you're party na Abba. Omo person got G position anyway. Oko Jekra, sometimes you'll be ostracized. In the Omo boy, me this is the first time I say Asante for because I'll be to me a boat. Eko Jina Asante Mampong. Eka say yemfa Asante Nibia enye.
Those things
and that thing on a fuel this kind of sentiment. And Accra has a Yemfa come for here disease. They don't
other place. Do guys complain? Say I don't know. Be canny no about man.
They don't complain
because
Obia our event saying I can for a good. If I can for good,
Dom Kwabenya.
Fu go home baby. Ain't been go press conference more than crany bia ba yen ti ase. My kokwe yen crany. What you say? You can't do any can say oh yes because the moment you reduce politics, tribal. Anyway, some of these comments sometimes the NDC's general secretary on shiny utterances be. Sometimes we are all Ghanaians, so yeah, politics. So assembly of agents are okay here, MPP ba. Ekwana be boyangas. Yeah, you see, you can't politics. MPP NDC, we are the same, and not in terms of tradition and how you yama. But you politicians. In this all kinds of tarnish the image of MPP. It is politicians in general. When you share your bedu baby, when you be on Abema, anybody on my way.
Let me share a personal experience.
I'm sorry, hold on.
Good one. A bad day.
Because his name Ben Abdallah. Oh yeah, my brother. Oh okay. Easy. This is Ashanti region now. Oh yeah, Juma. Because over here,
the list we MPP no. Yeah, initially come on. You need to catch them. Oh, say,
you know what? Let me tell you something. Because a place like Anaga Junction, where countries be? Yes, MPP shouldn't win that seat because majority of government here at
no, but you see, you're making a mistake.
See, don't make you make it tribal like this.
Debbie. No, I'm saying that because
the dynamics of what Anaga Junction. Anaga Junction before I be Umako Soko mine. Other tribes are 200 majority of the people in your home.
Okay, so they don't vote there.
Yes.
It's like when we talk like this.
And it is the one here.
Other people against
NDC vote.
We have Asantes also who vote for NDC.
No, but say
it does not what we are talking about. Dynamics in there. I will be out.
Obeso check be Asante for those who endorse who be an NDC for me. Which in effect Obeso check say in effect no Asante for connote you better tier NDC.
Well, let's say the way open secret. Wait, that is why we don't have to discuss these things. But I mean, these are facts.
Now, say at the end of the season, everybody knows.
And then
okay for recruitment.
Yeah.
Now okay baby to say asanwase. Untimi va for recruitment to asanwase.
Okay.
But NDC votes wunya ewo for recruitment maybe bigger than asanwase.
They say it's not true say Asante for etoma MPP for nko. Look, MPP Asante region, NDC for nya vote or Asante region. See baby you can go and check the figures including voter region.
Asante population.
So you can't downplay
that one they might be frank with you.
Ebo Yemfensia.
Kumasi side.
Ebo Yemfensia.
Other towns. Ebo. A place like Kwabre, those kind of. And you can talk of that. But those areas in typical Kumasi town there. Yeah, called those.
Place like where?
Typical Kumasi town.
Who's the Kwabre?
Kwabre the typical who's the one yana a man from any was that.
No, you see, we get the dynamics right too. Go Kumasi, who's that? Ashanti region allow Obia or baby.
That one is true.
But I'm saying a typical area. There is only
no, baby. Let me
there's not a single constituency. There's not a single constituency in Ashanti region. Accounts any majority.
Yes.
I can give you this. Look, for the 2021 census.
Where Ashanti region?
Ashanti region. There's not a single constituency in Ashanti region. Ashanti send in terms of population.
Yeah.
New Dibiase. NDC for we know Meboa. So Ashanti for those.
I'm telling you, even the
non-Ashantis are just
in Ashanti. In Ashanti region. That's what I say. Yeah.
I can show you the
I'm going for a pushy part, you know. Many of them are indigenous. They allow the space. Me say, okay, fine. Are you saying say, NDC year rally, it was same. It's almost a neutral ground, but it's not too far from Menchia, not too far from Asamase, because Asamase is just behind. But the people that come to NDC, I've been to NDC rallies, MPP rallies. Ukomwa, you are not seeing Nordness and Votarians alone.
Oh, that one is true.
Yes.
No.
And think any panel does sana. I want to go because now they are Nordness.
No, the point I'm saying, some of the point I'm making is who's proud to this particular election. It's just after the election. There are a lot of videos. There are a lot of videos about Mountain say. Now, if you are using this particular election for this analysis, they're fine. Because now, the system of Mayor Fantini, Mayor Igbeni, Ntimitu Abakwan, Eyetum.
Do you know the impact of Honorable Kojobunsu? Do you know the impact of Ofusu, Honorable Ofusu, whatever? Do you know the impact of Oponfusu? Do you know the impact of Honorable Kojobunsu? Do you know the impact of Joseph Yami? I am mentioning their names because of Agyemang Omaye in the past.
No, I am saying, sir. And
Brother Janvier, deputy.
Yeah.
Defense minister.
Yeah. But I'm saying, those days, even prior to this particular election, just after the election, there are a lot of videos about Tinkase, and people feel free to wear NDC t-shirts in the Ashanti region. Those days, and that is what I'm saying. So now, no, these things are coming because
and then I'm able to do
okay.
And Kophobia, Agyemang.
Okay.
And Kophobia. And yeah, maybe. Yes. Yes. Okay, so Yamaponko. The late PV obey.
All what you are saying, that's still a list be back. That's indigenous Asantes.
Oh, but they are not too bad. They are not too bad in it.
it gives them the feeling say they don't belong there.
You know, this is the time
that they don't belong there.
Well, this is the time I be this is the time imagine no I but the people who are complaining.
Let me give you the list I have right now.
And two ebo tie ma obi anso mfa nkrofo din enkase we free ha.
Okay, so dancing off Charles Kofi Ogbe. Okay, so that guy, I think that guy contests dancing off. I'm so loose here.
Ebo ka so koso I beji a time na aka no. If he say and there's a new criterion they select ebi okro we party executive and yes here dey ma omo onye executive a unya remember 1 minute.
Asante region a neutral ground, but most places, you know.
What's that 1 minute now?
Most places, you know, the MPs influence also came in.
Sure.
Most places, but for Asante, because we don't have most majority MPs in here, that is why some of them had opportunity. Because I mean, if they had MPs and guys,
Papa B video be Agyemang will be after the show. I'll call him typical NDC man. Na Agyemang will be a Juma Omuno ye man NDC winning. You know, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. Papa go crave you. And the ono. Can you imagine? Say, aha, Saba pay a make.
Okay, so I'm saying.
Then the pay make. Or an indigent. Agyemang will be a jahono. Any pa ono expecting is Obenya MC, you know. Any indigent. But he's an indigent fighting for a non-indigent to become MC.
But they don't have that kind of
Grace Agyemang.
But then Obi started no call press, they call press, they catch them, and so cameras in say, yeah, Mass Anthony
then no way. Yes.
Then there's a problem.
Yes.
That statement.
So for the party to make a bold statement,
yes,
they should make a bold statement at that particular place.
Yes.
And yes, idea.
No, but that is
Saman we know.
Ebo Maminte George.
Ebo Saman statements na kran ko ye no. Mo hwe be ha mo.
Yeah, sure.
They are being careful.
They are watching ye. Na mo manage sa statement ni ye.
No, it doesn't also mean that if the person that he want, the person who money, you know,
who deserve
I am farmer because the party is not doing bad.
That appointment.
So that is why I'm sure they are doing a lot of consultation behind the scene.
Yeah.
Because that is why they've won on that one. Even say ABC at Amanti, they did a lot of consultation before they brought out the name. And once they've exempt that particular place, it means they are doing a lot of consultation. Because who say, one training year, 1 year, the problem member. So ABC are not. Or see a mass Antony the on the state was a mass Antony.
Ebo, me kind my first experience with General Mosquito.
Okay.
Now, this is a personal information I want to share with you. Okay. May a press conference be NDC organization. I led that for NDC. I was Agyemang will be a job. Okay, chair DC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Who's a chair?
Okay, say a Pamon, you're reinstating.
Yes.
The group that called for his reinstatement, no more press conference. Then I organized the media guys, coordinate a press conference. Uji.
Yeah, with you.
General Mosquito counter
press conference.
A catch a group no more press conference. I say, omo choice now omo peno. Ma obia me mention tribe bia wo.
Oh yeah.
Inti general catch them in their faces. Say, you will not support the party in the district on tribal lines.
Yes.
Enti guy be no kan we Rauf so we kra. Enti made na mo ye no. Papa na mo so mo pe no ana de mo so mo pe no. Ye party ne de na be si form. Any 1 week as 2 days you cry.
Oh yeah, me I know this time they work on it because it shouldn't be say. What I say, oh yeah, I'm press me.
Yes.
Politics na yeah no.
But
that also mean that if the person does not qualify, no, they know. Oh, when they say no kwe, no kwe pa.
MASQ biano, obiani pa biano, of course, are best.
Yes. But we can see And if you one, I'm so quite beside the ABI. I know some see lady be a contest to be by you do to perform to can some and I'm pretty fortunate, Massa. I didn't bongo for be this tango for the
Anyway, there are some things we can't say on radio.
Yes, you understand?
Mami Namase.
Maybe I can actually Devina, me person maybe the name yet. He's one of the staunch economists, you know, that we have.
Is it economics related?
Dr. Yami Befi. While the dollar, oh, my economists are school. What goes to school? And young economists now, no, be economists. We need to learn, despite everything. We always need to, expand the knowledge. I don't talk about things I don't know. I say, while the dollar is weakening globally, partly due to the Trump era tariff tension, BOG, that's Bank of Ghana data shows that only 0.8 tons of gold have been added to our reserves this year. Yet, the gold board has exported 20 tons. Yeah. Gold board has exported 20 tons, but we have only 0.8 tons that has been added to our gold reserves. TOSA, worth billions of dollars. That's the 20 tons. On behalf of the BOG, where is the rest? Our meba. I know they all go to Bank of Ghana for where
our what?
Oh, no, hold on. I say over 19 tons are unaccounted for, likely converted. Oh, listen there. Likely converted into dollars and pushed into the system to pop up the CD, for political expediency. Meanwhile, government credits market reforms. You see, sometimes the first assembly fee opponent one does not mean say we learn from each other all the time.
Tom say
to go now more export on case of
that man don't for the me china ye be say ehye bi onyam kopon ankan nyina.
So